So he's like, he just started saying, I get hot girls all the time. Right there, that's a red flag right there. If you say you are on a Transformer trading board and you get hot girls, who you fucking kidding? Come on now.
SCU. You are now listening to Shoutouts Uncut. Prepare to be shattered with your hosts, Matt Baldwin, Skullface, Greg for Mercy, Oscar NJ Boy, T2RX6, Mega 81. Welcome to Shattered Cast.
Hello, ladies and girls, and welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 22. We are recovering from our manic year of hardcore drinking because we no longer get carded, and we're now banging hippie chicks, and we want to pick up the guitar. As always, I am your host, Oscar Alonso, and joining me tonight is my illustrious panel of well-educated and learned individuals when it comes to the realm of Transformers. First up to bat is everyone's up-and-coming YouTube reviewer, as well as a founding member of this podcast, Mr. Skullface. How you doing tonight?
What's up, everybody? I'm here with my so-called friends making charts and fucking Photoshop pictures and all that shit.
You know what? Not fucking wrong. So I'm going to throw out there. It's not wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong.
And speaking of people that are mastered the way of flow of the charts, the man who can basically sit there and break down the prognosis of any Transformer figure you'll ever buy. He is an established YouTube reviewer. He's our most respected member of the panel. Not to mention he's known as Mr. Fixin' on TFW2005.com. He is the one, the only Mr. T2RX6. Justin, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
I am fantastical.
He's also the savior of MP Grimlocks. Grimlocks. I love him, can't you tell?
Only $1,000.
That's right. Yeah. And coming up right behind him, rubbing his back, saying, "Man, you got it, dude. You got this, dog. You got this." And then whispering, "Hell Hasbro," in your ear, ever so quietly. Everyone's favorite creamy legend, Mr. Deluxe and Matthew. How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing, guys?
All right. And, of course, I saved the best for last because I really love to build up an intro for this individual. He's the guy who's turned down Jenna Jameson. He's turned down Jenny McCarthy.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
And and of course, he's the one that sits there and is quick to remind you that he's basically come up with a saying that he should coin and make money off of every time someone drops it. And he's quick to tell you that TF fans do not read. Everyone's favorite, lovable, huggable internet troll, Mr. Greg for Mercy. How you doing, Greg?
Man, with shit like this fucking Grimlock Evolution pack, no wonder fucking Bay people don't understand G1. I get it now. If I thought that was G1 Grimlock, I'd talk shit too.
Hey,
wait, I do.
Can't compare that Energon Grimlock to G1, dude. That's like apples and oranges. Okay.
I wanted to say before we got into the show, in case anybody checks out early, if you check out our Facebook page, I know that's fucking corny and stupid to talk about, but if you check out our
Facebook.com/Shattercast Uncut.
Actually, it's just Shattered Cast.
Is it just Shattered?
It's just Shattered Cast. If you check that out, that's what I'm referencing from earlier. Like we post things there throughout the week, and then T2RX6 that just this week made a flow chart to understand how I like or dislike a figure and how Deluxe likes or dislikes a figure, and they're pretty brilliant. I started working on one for him, but I had to go to a portrait style page for because every question was, "Is it a GoBot?" Like it came off of that.
That's good. That's good. That's awesome.
And I was thinking about doing one for Greg, but every question off of it would be like, "Have you gotten a figure in the last 2 weeks?" And then it would go on from, you know what I mean, going from there. But anyway,
I was actually going to do one for Greg too, and it always ended with like, "Now I have your credit card," or "I've assumed your identity." I don't know. I figured that's a Greg thing.
So check out our Facebook page and interact with us because we post on there pretty often.
Actually, any flowchart with me buying a toy would end at the liquor store. So it would start at the liquor store and it would end at the liquor store. Just saying.
Oh, Lord.
That's when I do my best purchasing decisions.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I've seen the photos. I remember that little chip figure in the friggin' Smirnoff section.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
No,
him at the Final Four game, man, that was I thought that was quality. He was coaching the fucking coaching OSU.
I actually funny story real quick. we're derailing pretty early on. But
I know
we're
it's
like
not
that.
like us.
I was
Like
on.
that other podcast.
I was in a wedding last year, right? And
No, you weren't.
and it was a buddy of mine, a guy I work with, and it was a lot of guys in the public safety field, and at this wedding, and from different jurisdictions. And at any rate, everybody's pretty smashed up by the end of the night, and I ended up almost getting into a fight with this guy, defending a buddy of mine, and I was getting ready to destroy the whole party, and my wife was like, calm down, take a minute, go over here, smoke a cigarette, just do whatever you got to do, just get yourself together. And I was like, I was fuck him, fuck them, fuck anybody who looks like him, et cetera, et cetera. And she was like, she just put my phone in my hand and opened it up, and I just started smoking and looking through Facebook. And at the time, the BotCon Seeker Jets exclusives had just come up on TF Source for pre-order, and she was like, "If that'll make you happy, get them." So I got them, and the guys in my line of work don't really understand this hobby of mine. So we went to this after party, and a buddy of mine, Charlie, he was hosting it, and we walked in, and I told him the story because he was like, "Are you all right now?" And I was like, "Yeah." She let me buy some figures, and my wife and my buddy Charlie just went up to my wife and was like, "If you ever let him use me as a catalyst to buy more toys ever again, I will never fucking speak to you."
Wow.
What a dick!
Well, it was just
Charlie, if you're listening, you're a dick.
he is a dick, but he's a fucking awesome.
Just a dick. Anyway, so moving on
Speaking
to
of conventions exclusives.
Yeah, and speaking of funny convention exclusives, SDCC has announced their exclusive Transformers. This is what they're called: Rock'em Roll'em.
I think that's what I called them instead of Rock'em Sock'em. But I want to hear Deluxe defend this shit.
Oh wait, no, is this the
I would like to hear Deluxe seriously defend the fucking 80s frills and tassels. It's like, you ever wondered what the Ultimate Warrior looked like if he transformed into a futuristic Cybertronian truck? There you go. It looks retarded.
Awesome.
I actually really dig these guys. If they were in the classics molds as opposed to the War for Cybertron, I think I'd be in. I don't know.
And if these weren't $180 some, I'd buy them.
That's the other thing. They're too expensive, too.
I have all these molds. I have all these color paints, and there's a fucking Michaels right up the street.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can have all these molds relatively cheap. That's for sure.
I talked to Kid about that last night. I was like, dude, we could totally make this with shit that's just laying around the house. I might be making a custom set, possibly.
If this was like $100, I think I'd be more interested in it. But at $185, it's a really cool looking oddity. The whole, Cybertronian Knights rock band type thing. That's pretty kind of cool. I love the freaking Ultimate Warrior. I want to state for the record,
this is one of the few times that these words will ever come out of my mouth. That Megatron looks fucking retarded.
And that is half of its charm for me. It's just how outlandishly crazy these things are. But it's not 185 good. So
wow,
I like to utilize the animated laser beacon rat bat.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people already have those two figures or accessories, whatever you want to call them, in their collection? Having someone playing them anyway. You know what I mean? So it only makes sense.
Yeah.
And I told Bobby last night, I was talking to a guy on Facebook, I mean, if this is coming out, there's a good chance we'll get that Cold Slither G.I. Joe set. And you can have your total 80s fantasy band nerd show.
I hear you, man. This to me, I'm sorry, dude. I do not get it. I do not fucking get it. This to me stands for everything that is evil within this franchise.
Well,
it is just
it
is just bullshit thrown at bullshit molds.
Here's the thing that I see about this, Bobby. I look at this and go, this is exactly what I want convention stuff to be. Something outlandish and fun that not everybody's going to be into it, but let's just assume some awesome figure we all wanted was the only release that came out. You can even do that about Skywarp or what was it? Thrust back in the day only was out as a con exclusive. That sucked. You know, like when you couldn't get a thrust because the only way you could get it was Henkei or Khan.
I think it's Skywarp that was the.
Well,
No,
Bobby, how about
it was Thundercracker, wasn't it?
No, for the San Diego Comic Con, it was the Skywarp.
There was a thrust for BotCon too. He was in the Wings of whatever. So
right, Wings of Honor.
Okay,
whatever.
listen. This thing is so corny. It is so awesome. That's why I would love to get it.
Dude,
it is.
Bobby,
no,
look.
the reason why they did it is because this was when the pinnacle of hair bands, which I still listen to and I still like, is this was when Transformers came out. That was a pinnacle of when hair bands came out, and this is like the 30th anniversary, and it's just giving a nod to when what was cool back then.
What what was cool back then? The G1 Transformer line. That's what was cool back then.
You know what else was cool
they
back
couldn't
then?
bring back the G1 stuff. I meant to do that.
You know what else was cool back then? Cocaine. They don't do that.
This thing is so
for
corny.
fucking almost
so
$200? I hope some fucking cocaine comes in that fucking box.
It's just so out of left field that it just came out of nowhere. I know when people saw this, like, wow, I did not expect that shit.
Yeah,
Bobby,
it's not, to me, like I said, it's not $180 cool, because I'm not going to buy that because when I saw the price, I was like, oh damn, $100 that would have been a cool thing. Because, they are still figures that you still can get, for regular cheap, and all you got to do is put a wig on them.
I'm sorry, I don't
for every
understand.
bit of stupid and corny they're putting into this set, that's a little bit of stupid and corny that's not going into the main line, Bobby.
We'll see. We'll see. I would like that if that were true too, but we'll see. But the thing is that like I don't understand the philosophy of it's so bad it's good. That shit just doesn't work for me, except for maybe the you got.
Okay, so you saw those $75 Dino bots and that $75 Protective bots and thought, that looks all right. But you think this is corny? Come on now.
I would buy four. I would buy 4 of those sets before I bought one of these.
Dude, those look like fucking cheap knockoff rescue bots.
They look 10 times better than this, dude.
No.
No, I don't agree with that at all. Like, I think this is very, for what it is, it's pretty fucking well done. And it's definitely a niche thing. And it's just like that Deadpool taco truck. It's the same kind of deal. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, but
damn it, we're too much alike.
But at least Deadpool, at least it makes sense. Like I can see Deadpool with a taco truck.
Well, this makes sense too. It's from the 80s.
I can't see Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. I can't see Fall of Cybertron Soundwave rocking out in an 80s band.
Especially as the lead singer, because he carries a microphone.
Doesn't make any sense, Deluxe. It makes 0 sense.
Because they couldn't go back to the G1 stuff. They couldn't do the G1 toys.
He hasn't been to Earth. So how does he know about 80s rock?
Did you ever finish Fall of Cybertron, the game?
Yeah.
You did? You remember how you remember how Soundwave turned into a boombox and blasted Stan Bush? So point invalidated.
Whatever. And then
what's up next, guys? No, I'm just kidding.
he dropped the mic. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. This is like
I just think it's out of left field, and it just surprised everybody. I think it was a good thing.
It is out of left field. I agree with
you. You basically, Bobby, just explained how the philosophy of it's so stupid, it's awesome, just works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really just did without knowing.
I mean, honestly, Bobby not liking it is the perfect reason it's a good con pickup because, like, you're trying to get some of the GI Joes since I've started collecting them, and how much is Zorana gonna cost you because the only way you can get her is an SDCC exclusive? Like, come on. Yeah. This is much better for a con, and it's creative.
I like how Justin slid that in too. You're trying to get some GI Joe since I started collecting them.
Corrupt.
Hey, I want the fucking Cobra now too after seeing your shelf. So
I got that 30th anniversary Cobra Commander, which is fucking hot.
I'm okay with it being an exclusive set because then I don't have to worry about forking over money to buy an exclusive set. I'm okay with that. I'm just I'm reading the comments. I'm just seeing people saying it's awesome, and I'm like, dude, maybe I do not get this shit. Maybe I'm in the so it's fun. Covered in dog shit. It's funny.
It is. I mean, you gotta quit just taking it so seriously. I mean, it's just fun. And they put it out there.
How much does it cost?
It's $189.
Well, $189 is pretty fucking serious in my world.
Well, I mean, it's exclusive. I mean, it's going to be a little expensive. I mean, that's just how it is.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that $200 is fucking serious in my world.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's serious for a lot of people. That's why I'm not going to get it. I mean, I'm hoping I can get it on a cheaper, later on, down the road.
That's never going to happen, bro. The older this is, the more expensive they're going to charge because it's a, quote, exclusive, end quote.
Does he understand what I'm saying?
Sometimes they do go down. Exclusives go down, especially San Diego Comic-Con stuff. It does go down.
Hey, Matt, I'm waiting for someone to knock this off, and then it's going to be mine.
There you see.
What, crickets? Crickets? What the fuck?
I know. I mean, somebody will knock it off, probably. I mean, it just... And then, there's people are going to make it anyways. All those custom guys, they're going to make their own set anyway. So,
it's not a rock and roll exclusive set. This sing lullaby set. Come with got guitars. They have guitars.
Just
it also fabric. Annihilates my fucking philosophy of anything with a guitar in their band equals awesome because they just ruined it with this shit with fucking jazz and his faggy hair.
Just gotta give kudos. Just kudos to Hasbro for thinking this. It's just
no kudos to Hasbro. Fuck kudos. You ruined my fucking guitar philosophy.
Hell Hasbro.
Incidentally, if you did print out the Skullface flowchart, you would see that we landed correctly on the this is crap. So. Just saying.
Please reference your Skullface chart.
So
we're going to be moving on. We're done here. Tons of new TV spots for the movie coming out, and
well, what's nice about that is that we do have confirmation on at least 4 Dinobots,
yes. Which is good.
We got wolves,
and we have wolves, which is
bad. Good. That reminds me of this. This reminds me of that old Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode. Where Homer went to go buy Bart this possessed doll, and what you call it? He's like, oh, if you buy doll, yogurt is free. Oh, that's good. The yogurt is cursed. Oh, that's bad. But it's low calorie. That's good. But no calories means extra curse. That's bad. So
I was talking to a buddy of mine about all the new TV spots and whatnot, and we pretty much decided that it is black and white evidence that it's going to be a bad movie. Because we're both enjoying the TV spots a whole lot, and we haven't really enjoyed the trailers. And we were like, "What's the difference?" It's the TV spots don't have anything to do with the actual plot of the film.
Come on!
It's true.
I'm not going to bash this film because I have not seen it. I have recently. You've seen the film already?
Yeah.
You lying. Moving on. BitTorrent, yeah. Pirate Bay, that guy got arrested. Anyway, so...
Pirate Bay.
So, anyway, moving on. Go smoke some weed, Greg, fucking dick. So,
whoa! Hey, who do you take for, Matt?
Okay, real quick. I have a bunch of friends that are hardcore kaiju fans, okay? They love that fucking Godzilla shit like it's no one's business. And they all say, this movie sucked. Oh my god, it was absolute fucking garbage. But it was better than the 99 Godzilla film, the one that Sony made.
Right.
So I sat there, I watched the TV spots, and of course, it showed a lot of monster fights. I saw the movie. I still fucking enjoyed it. I might be able to enjoy this. I never walked out of any of the Transformer films, for the record. Have I seen them? Like Revenge of the Fallen, I fucking hated because it was just everywhere. It was a mess. Okay, but the first one was pretty good, and the third one, okay, left no room for a sequel, but we're going to go the route of now you're being hunted. Okay, I got you. So I'm not going to say this movie's going to suck. I won't be able to say until I actually see it. And if all the rumors are true, no more toilet humor, and maybe we'll focus more on the fucking characters the film's named after, and not hey, Optimus Prime, come on, you can't give up on this Prime, and less of the.
That's definitely going to be the way it is.
Well, maybe it won't be. I don't. Well, yeah, you know what? I shouldn't even say that. I'll just take that.
This is going to be the greatest movie ever made.
I mean, I'm with you, Oscar. I hope that it's good. I'm gonna see it opening night.
Oh, me too.
Hey, that debuts when I'm on my honeymoon. I already told the future wife that we were going to be seeing that midnight showing. Right, babe?
Oh, you tell her.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's solid.
Now, don't make me fucking look bad in front of her. So, yeah, we're seeing it.
I'm gonna see it opening night. I'm actually taking my daughter. It's gonna be like her first movie premiere ever. You know what I mean?
See some selfie pics. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be good as far as the experience. But in regard to the film, I can't see it, and the fact that I'm really enjoying the TV spots, little 30 seconds that show no plot of the film. They're just little cool sequences. So I'm thinking this movie will be full of little cool sequences. And
I will state for the record, it did look pretty awesome seeing the Autobots and the Dinobots drive bridge. That was pretty fucking frame, and I was just oh, sweet.
I had a chubby.
I actually told myself inside my head, I was like, "You're letting them do it to you again."
See, now you're getting all like psychological, philosophical. You're like, you can't do it again, man. You just got to learn.
Why can't y'all just go into this movie and just
shut off your brain and then go see this film? And then you'll enjoy it, and then you could go and be an actual film critic, and then you could give an honest-to-God review. And then say, after 6.5 hours of seeing, numerous 30-minute Transformer reviews on Commander class figures, I saw this film, and I enjoyed it. But after I spent a day with my family, with my loving wife and my children, I saw it again, and I was ready to basically blow my brains out in the back of my skull. So that's what you got to do.
Gotcha.
I just don't know why. I mean, just like he said, just go into the movie and just dumb it down, and just enjoy a fucking movie. Don't take it so seriously. And it's like it's got to be the best plot in the fucking. It's a Transformer movie. It's not gonna win fucking Oscars. You're not looking for the best plot. You're looking for fucking explosions, and I want to see some titties.
No,
but that's not gonna happen.
I'm looking for a good story, and you can
have a good story.
You can sing the Lowered Expectations song all you want.
When did Transformers have a good story?
Lowered
IDW. IDW.
When did the Transformer cartoons have a good story?
You like that?
Have you watched Beast Wars? Those are pretty good stories. Prime did a pretty good job.
I like. The thing is that people that try to make excuses for bad action movies based on other franchises come in with that argument of, well, what do you expect it to be, Schindler's List or Gone with the Wind? No, I don't expect it to be that. But it doesn't have to be Schindler's List or Gone with the Wind to be a good story about those characters. Like, I could make the argument, like, I'm not a fan of the first Transformers film, but I can make the argument that it's a solid movie. It's a solid movie about Shia LaBeouf. But that's not the movie that I want to see.
Well, they can't make a movie for fans that's hardcore fans. You cannot make a G1 movie, that's what a lot of people want. Maybe not you, but you cannot make a movie for all the fans and then expect to make it a lot. They're making it for money, so you can't just make everything about Transformers because the normal moviegoer is not going to fucking understand what the fuck that shit is.
Let me cancel this argument out real quick. So let me kill this debate so we can move on to this topic. Okay, bottom line. It's a serious fact. If you're a geek about anything and they make a feature film about it, you're not going to like it at all. You're not going to think it's awesome, 100% awesome, because you know too much of the fucking source material. Deluxe, if they sat there and made a G1 film, would it appease all the fans? No, it would not. You know why? Because every fucking hardcore purist G1 or, vehicle mode or nothing at all is going to fucking hate it. Why? Because they didn't fucking make it. They're going to do that. Yeah, Bobby, you know what? It's possible to deliver a good story, but you know what? The fact of the matter is you can't please everybody. You can please some of the people some of the time. You can't please all the people all the fucking time.
I understand that, but my point is that there is a difference between Batman Forever and The Dark Knight.
Fuck Batman.
Fuck The Dark Knight. The only reason why that film got such praise was because the fucking guy who played the Joker OD'd in his fucking hotel.
I totally disagree.
Well, that and the fact that it's fucking awesome.
The Dark Knight is...
I think it would still have done good if it wasn't for Heath Ledger fucking keeling over that hotel room. It got posthumous fame. That's all it got.
But I'm not even talking about its commercial success. I'm just talking about the quality of his film.
Yep.
What?
I'm going by that.
I agree with Oscar on that one.
What does he say?
That film would not have gotten the praise that it got if Heath Ledger would not have died. If he would stayed alive, it would be successful, yes, but no way it would have gotten the praise it received.
That's impossible to say, but I mean, it's impossible to prove. But regardless, like
I have a time.
It didn't affect my opinion of it. I didn't have any before I went and saw the movie. I was upset that Heath Ledger was playing the Joker. You know what I mean? Like that is a life-changing moment for me, because like when I found out that Heath Ledger was playing the Joker, I was like, oh man, Brokeback Joker and all this shit. Like, I was like,
Joker's gonna fuck Batman now. That's how it
and so when he died. It sounds terrible, but in my head, I was like, I was like, oh well, at least I don't have to worry about him playing him again, you know. And then I went and saw it, and I was like, holy fuck, this guy did an amazing job. And I was like, man, I was like, this is I was like, this is phenomenal. I mean, like but everything is, you know, I can go on and on about The Dark Knight and why it's a good movie, but what I'm saying is that the approach to Batman Forever is about selling toys. It's about selling Batmobiles, selling Batman, selling, you know, Riddler figures. And the approach to Dark Knight is different. And Dark Knight is going to stand the test of time, and Batman Forever is not.
So moving on.
Yeah.
On to stuff that, other things I don't think we really need, but we have option parts for MMC's Feral Rex. I guess the claws are going to be $17.99 shipped, and these are articulate claws, which actually look really, really sweet.
They do look sweet, but they do look sweet. They look good. Yeah, but
yeah,
I just don't need to
I'm happy with the hands I got, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and the fact that you're gonna have to like punch out the pins and all that stuff. Like,
fuck this noise! Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
The swords look awesome, though.
The
I don't
swords
know.
look awesome,
I might bite on those.
But I'm never gonna have them in robot form. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't really see the need to buy this.
I think the swords are great.
What was that, Greg?
Oh, I'm just saying they're just making an MMC move with this shit.
A TFC, you mean?
Well, or TFC. You know what I'm saying.
On the positive note, this is just like somebody who's designed these things. This is an MMC themselves, so you know. At first,
it's another Shapeways.
Yeah, at first I clenched up. I'm like, oh crap, MMC's doing this too, and then you know. I saw that it was not MMC. I'm like, okay, acceptable. Yeah.
You guys don't understand. I have to speak to someone that's fluent in Shapeways. Greg.
Well, basically what you got here is a case of Shapeways.
Shapeways, yes, of course, Shapeways.
But when you get the swords, the thing is, you get Shapeways, and then you Shapeways. And
right, but then you got to knock out the Shapeways to install the new Shapeways with Shapeways.
Well, I already had the Shapeways. I had the old Shapeways, but then I saw these new Shapeways. You know, Shapeways is my favorite Shapeways, so I was like, well, fuck. Why am I going to pay fucking $19.99 when I could only pay $18.99 for Shapeways, paying them myself?
What's a Shapeways?
I am tripping Shapeways right now so hard.
What's a Shapeways?
Oh, man.
Shapeways is the Shapeways, Matt. You need to get with the Shapeways, all right?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Hey, Matt, you know how I saw AOE? I got on Shapeways. See, what I did was
yeah.
I had them 3D print me the DVD, and they sent it to me. I put it in my Shapeways DVD player.
Oh, shit.
They had printed at Shapeways and shipped to them. See how the Shapeways work, Shapeways?
Can you eat Shapeways?
Just a disclaimer, I didn't look at any of the show notes beforehand. I've been pretty busy. Well, anyway, so I don't understand. If I fuck up, I'm sorry. I'm not going to get this, so I didn't even really look into it. I've been pretty busy all week. But
it's okay, Gregor. Someone will call us out on it on the thread somewhere.
Somewhere from Shapeways, probably.
Somewhere? You mean like the first fucking comment?
The swords are cool.
Anyway,
I like the swords a lot, but I do. I like them. I'm not gonna. I got to be honest about it. But I'm never gonna have them. If I'm not having them combined, I'm gonna have them in the beast mode. # beast mode.
Outside beast mode.
But I'm never gonna have them in robot mode.
I'm sorry, I'm not crazy about knocking out fucking pins to replace a fingertip because the fucking Shapeways is too lazy to Shapeways to get something Shapeways. So, and furthermore, the swords, like I said before, when someone on Facebook posted this, were fucking lame and a waste of money. So they're not going to be. My guys also are not going to be in robot mode. If they ever are, just if I ever decide to separate them, they're going to be in beast mode. So I mean, the swords are. # beast mode, yes, I'm sorry. So, I mean, the fact of the matter is this is an absolute waste of money. If you like your guys in robot mode, that's fucking cool, man. If your dick swings that side of the fence, that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned...
I like my guys in beast mode. If you know what I'm saying.
Animal sex. #
gay animal sex.
And,
Shapeways.
Hail Hasbro.
Hail Shapeways.
Now, speaking of something that my eyes opened when I saw the link for it, and I just am full of just numerous. Wow, I'm just.
Oscar, that link I sent you was illegal. Please do not talk about it on this podcast.
I'm sorry, bro. It's just hearing Justin Bieber sing the N-word songs.
Always 17.
Was it the Shapeways link to TF4?
No, it's not porn, actually.
No.
But anyway,
so apparently I think it's safe to say we're the first to touch base on this besides foreign websites. Machine Boy, they made the third party working on a third party Mega Supreme is making an Astro Train.
Yeah.
Question mark, which looks pretty sweet.
It doesn't look bad.
Yeah. This
trains?
is one of those things that, like, if they fuck this up, it's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say with the line of triple changers we got back in the day when this guy and Octane or Tankor or whatever he's called were released, were really disappointing triple changers. You know, we all know about Astro Train's
classics.
Was a dildo.
Are you talking about the classics?
Yeah, those were horrible.
No, man.
Yeah, you're out of your mind.
No, you're out of your fucking mind. Them things were fucking sweet.
I actually am. I'm with Deluxe. I think Astro Train was good. Octane would have been better if he was bigger.
Yeah, the Octane was not that great, but the Astro Train was on spot. I liked it.
I wouldn't care if they made that, if Hasbro themselves made that Astro Train like Voyager size, but this one is much more appealing looking. So,
is this going to be Voyager size?
I don't know, but it would be pretty sweet if it was. You got a nice bounty hunter there.
I think it'd be pretty sweet if this was Masterpiece size.
That's what I'm thinking, Justin.
Oh, yeah.
Flowchart.
Is it Masterpiece size? It's
the reason why I say that is because if you look at the first knuckle in the hand, that looks like articulated fingers to me.
Oh shit!
This is already,
Unique Toys.
This is already documented Voyager size, though.
Who has?
This has already come out as being Voyager size, right? It's supposed to be V class. They said B class.
Oh, I haven't
so
seen
unless
that.
It turns into a fucking vagina, I would assume V stands for Voyager. I've been wrong in the past.
I haven't seen that. I'm looking for that.
I find it funny. This is from weeaboo.com. Different meaning.
It's the translation of the text that accompanied the picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then one less thing I got to worry about.
Yeah.
Because I need the Astro Train that I need him to look right next to MP Starscream.
That would be totally sweet. I'd be in on that.
But he's still going to be pretty sweet Voyager size.
Masterpiece size Octane and a Masterpiece size Blitzwing, and who's going to make that?
Well, we're getting the Blitzwing.
We're getting an MP Blitzwing?
Yeah.
Later on in the show notes.
I'm still thinking the Voyager size is going to be pretty sweet though. This for Astro Train. I'm in. If it's Voyager size, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm into if it's Voyager size. But
nice.
Really? We're getting a Blitzwing?
I mean, not an official.
We'll talk about it later.
We're getting there.
I'm touching myself right now.
I can hear it.
You too? I've been touching myself the whole time. Man, shit.
Oh, that would explain why it sounds like my hand's in a bag of chips. Anyway, so we got a first look at TFC Toys Not Hotspot. And his prototype with massive forearms. Guy must be related to Popeye.
Speaking of touching yourself.
Yeah. Now I just hear skin on skin. That's just gross. But he looks okay.
Like?
What am I? My right one's huge. My left one's all right.
Well, you're a fireman's. Is this accurate? Is this
it's
show accurate.
Is this what a fire truck would look like if it turned into a robot?
Yeah.
Could you deal with that every day?
Don't you see that shit every day?
I'm excited about it. That's all I know. I'm in for this.
I'm excited too. Yeah.
Forearms.
The forearms are a bit much.
They are, but I think
it's forgivable.
Yeah,
I think it is too.
I mean, they were big on the toy, and they've been drawn big in some comics. So,
yep.
I can let an alien robot thing have large forearms. I don't care.
But we throw fits if they have chicken legs. Oh my fucking god!
That's a good point.
He's fucking huge too, man. He's pretty big. He's a big old boy.
He's a little bigger than Voyager. At least a head taller.
Well, I made this argument. I made this argument before because people were trashing it. TFC detractors were trashing it, talking about he's fucking ridiculously sized compared to the rest of them. But look at the fucking the Fans Project Minosaur set.
Yeah.
If you look at it, I mean, I'm not looking at the picture right now, but his head comes halfway up to what's the combiner that's behind him?
He's standing. Yeah, he's standing in front of Hercules, but he's standing like a good bit towards the front of the shelf, so he looks like he.
Yeah, so you look at it,
right?
He's about
exactly.
up to the dick. Yeah, and that's at the same scale as
Well, he's supposed to be that big. I mean, he's the leader.
A fire truck, so
Yeah. You know,
he's the leader. I mean, he's supposed to be bigger than ever. Yeah, whatever. That's just nitpicking right there. That's fuck you, little faggot ass fans that do that shit.
Good grief.
well, that's what I'm
that
saying.
is Deluxe at ShattercastOnline.net.
I don't care, man. I'm
that way?
pumped up tonight, man. That guy pissed me off tonight. Then you nitpicking about. I'm so sick of this scale shit, man. All y'all do is talk about scale. I'm just like, who gives a fuck? It's a fucking transformer. Buy the shit.
Deluxe has had a rough week. Just so you know.
Yeah.
The guy who has the guy who buys into the subscription service says it was a
I love it. Barricade was awesome. Man.
That's the definition of irony right there. I think that's it.
Matt got his white chip with.
Matt got his
never
what?
mind.
white chip.
His white chip.
Yeah.
I gave him his white chip in the chat. What was it? I can't remember what it was. It was some sort of a TFC
Yeah, there was
figure.
some picture that came out. It was Hasbro, and he didn't He did trash it. He was like,
"What the fuck is this shit?" And I was like, "Oh, you got your white chip." For you who are listening that aren't failures like me,
it was the My Little Pony Megatron thing, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a My Little Pony crossover exclusive set, whatever it was.
No, that wasn't the white chip thing. That was the day I did say that. I was like, why is everything got to be a fucking crossover? But no, the white chip was something I made, something else. But anyway, but I'm getting this one, so I know all y'all are probably getting this too.
Absolutely.
So.
I got to tell you, who here has Gumball?
I do.
Just Greg.
I don't have them yet.
I got him as well, and I like him a lot. The shoulders are a bit much.
They're wonky.
Yeah, but I definitely like him a lot.
Well, and look at this. Let's be objective here. When I got my Uranus a couple weeks ago, what did I do? The first thing I did was text your ass.
Yeah.
Thump it with that video of me thumping the fucking plastic. What the fuck's this shit? What'd you get me to buy? But this guy, he's solid.
Yeah.
This is some good thick, it's kind of smooth, kind of rough feeling. I don't know.
I think TFC is going to be one of the companies that stays around. I think when everything
the way that people trash them. Every time I turn around, somebody's fucking
yeah, but they're getting their shit,
again.
though.
Here's why. Because they're so fucking learned about this franchise, they'll never be fucking happy.
Yeah, I think that's true. TFC does a couple things I don't like. They rarely ever get heads looking right. I don't know. Uranus was a bit different because they kind of pulled from the toy type.
I'm gonna tell you right now that shit's just straight up fail. That's derp face for a combiner. He just looks puzzled that he's there.
Yeah, but
people still buying the stuff though.
That's the thing is I think they do have their flaws, but generally I feel like they're the company to hate in terms of combiners because they started doing it first. Their combiner method is maybe a little more old school than, some of the, using the Energon style combiner pegs and stuff. So I think it's just popular to hate on them because of those types of reasons.
Well, do you think they
just because they can't do it? That's all.
Do you think they start doing whenever they get done, past the combiner stuff, and they start doing single transformers? You think that's going to maybe be the downfall?
Maybe. My thing is that I think you're going to see them go through them all. I think you're going to get I think you're going to get the train set eventually. I think that's that is their niche, and I think they're gonna suck that well dry, and I am okay with it.
Yeah, I am too. I like their scale probably best of all.
I like their scale. I think that the Uranus one was a little different because there were so many similar molds being used and ideas being used, but I don't think they had much else of an option, kind of.
Right, you can only transform a jet so many different ways.
Exactly, but and also to transform a jet so many different ways where you have to get the jet backpack, you have to there's certain certain symbolic things you have to hit. But with their Hercules set, and then the way I feel this Defensor set is going, it's simple, but it's not too simple. It's fun. It looks fucking great. I don't know. I don't see where all the hate is from. And the Streetwise face, I think that they fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I do think that one looks good. It does capture Streetwise really well. That one. So their Predacons are horrible looking.
I'm with you on that. I feel like that whole thing is for a repaint. I really do.
Yeah. So
So
no,
try to make.
I think they're good. Here's a question for you, Bobby. If they do go through all of them, and then we end up getting a Bruticus, what are you gonna do?
Probably
because Warbitron is already nicely sized. I see no reason to buy a TFC version.
I'm with you. I'm with you. The only way that I might buy it is if I'm at a convention somewhere and somebody's getting rid of one for dirt cheap, and I really just been interested to fuck with it or something. But yeah, I'm good. I don't unless Hasbro
money
comes
bags.
Let me rephrase that. Unless the Car Masterpiece comes out with a Bruticus set, I can't see myself
That's not gonna happen.
this one. Right.
That's not going to happen.
No, wasn't there rumors that they were working on Bruticus or some bullshit?
Sure, there's always rumors.
No, it was something from I don't even want to get into it. Something from a tweet that somebody heard from somebody's mom, from Shogu, from his assistants.
Dude in Japan, that was a guy that's buddy for someone from
Shogu tweeted like at Shapeways, and then they printed it out.
They printed out the tweet.
They sent it to me with my Shapeways
3D
card,
printer.
and then I painted it to look like a Bruticus.
Keep a secret and don't tell everyone where I roll. Which trust you for now. Raff out the road. ROR. And
but seriously, my thing with these combiners, especially like. And even with MMC, like, there's things about the figures I don't like. Like, even Leo Ducks, like, there's things about the joints and the way that things look and the shoulders I don't especially like. But, like, even back with G1, I mean, the combiners aren't necessarily individual figures. Combiners are more the sum of the parts. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's kind of shitty when you're talking about, like, a $500 set, but... I mean, still, you got to think. I mean, there's a little sacrifice that has to be made for a combined mode.
Well,
and so if Hotspot's got to be a little bigger, I mean, he's going to be a little bigger. I mean, that's just the way it is. How many people are really like these people that bitch about it and they're knocking whatever company and whatever set? Like, they're not going to keep these in fucking robot mode. Right. It's just an excuse. It's just something to.
Because we live in a day and age of contrarianism, and it's pathetic. So they want to be the guy that speaks out and says, see, I pointed that out first. Look at those fucking forearms. So they sit there and they cry about it.
Not for nothing. I think they want to find a reason to give themselves to feel better about not being able to afford it easily.
Yep.
It's called sour grapes.
It's called winner chicken dinner.
So, and speaking of chicken dinner and moving on.
Sorry.
Bad Deluxe. Toy World has revealed 2 new throttle bots, Wide Load and Gold Bug.
That's on my ass. Wide Load.
I am pretty sure that's the case. So I guess they're finally. I guess they're going to shut everyone up because even I've been saying for the longest time, quit fucking around with all these other figures and finish your fucking combiner. So we're going to be getting a Gold Bug, which for a second I was like, why do they have like a prototype RTS Jazz?
Yeah,
and then you have Wide Load, which I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be.
I like it though. I like Wide Load.
It looks pretty sweet, but we don't see a prototype of him in robot mode.
Yeah.
How long y'all been waiting?
This is a long time. I don't own any of these guys. I've got Trace, but I don't own anyone else. Like I owned Grind Rod, and then I saw that what the fuck's with the white guy's name again?
Aurora.
Oh, Paul.
No.
Yeah,
Jerry.
Aurora, yeah. He essentially transformed the same way, so I really didn't much care for him. They were taking forever to release him. Now we got these two being shitted out on us, and Goldbug looks really cool. He looks like really, really kind of imposing for someone that's supposed to be, B-I-I.
I agree.
And I'd like to see a photo of Wide Load in robot mode.
I would too.
Yeah.
I remember. I think Greg and Bobby were talking about this stuff when y'all were on GMC. That's how long it's been that y'all been. I think y'all were talking about some of the throttle bots and waiting for them to come out. So it's been that long since y'all have had these.
Yeah, I think Justin and I are the only one committed at the moment.
Yep.
Greg didn't? Okay, I'm sorry. They wasn't Greg then.
He was. Greg was in and then got sold him.
Oh, okay.
I
remember y'all talking about it on that other podcast.
Can I talk about me for a second?
Sure.
I had Grind Rod, and I really liked that toy. Like, he was super solid. But, like, I had a really hard time getting the second one, and, like, I just saw it. Like, I just felt like it was going to be a project that wasn't going to come to an end. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just...
You said, fuck it, sold it, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't really into a throttle butt combiner. I just kind of wanted them. You know what I mean? Because I just kind of wanted them because they were cool. You know, like they're solid toys. Like I really regret selling Grind Rod. You know, I kind of miss him, but also he sells for like twice what I paid for him now. But
it's pretty stupid, yeah. So,
and now I kind of want to get the other ones. I mean, I kind of like the way this set looks, and we still have yet to see what the 6th one and this combined mode. But
the 6th one's a blue one, right?
Yeah, Freeway or whatever.
Yeah. I always thought it was Glyph for some reason. I don't know why.
Characters that only appeared in 2 episodes, 3 episodes,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Headmasters.
Huge on my list, but oh yeah, I guess they were pretty solid in Headmasters in the Japanese, but
I think that's all that showed up was the Headmasters.
Well, yeah, they were in the Rebirth, and then I guess they were in the Japanese Headmasters.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because that was a good series. Right?
The Dr. Smooth video, kind of.
I think Justin's getting ready to say what I'm feeling.
No, the one thing I was going to say is that back when we looked at these, like when we saw that the throttle bots were coming out, I had no interest in Goldbug at all. I was like, nope, not getting him. I have no need for him, you know. And I've seen this, and I'm like, okay, I might be taking that back and getting Goldbug because he's kind of cool looking.
That's not what you said. You looked at it and said the same thing I did. When the fuck is Jazz a throttle bot?
Well, I did see that in the alt mode.
It's Goldbug. Because I was looking at it, I was just like, whoa, they're making a Jazz? Oh, wait, it's Goldbug. Oh.
But well, my Shapeways Goldbug, so.
Oh, here we go.
Shapeways.
But I think that, my thing was, what Justin and I kind of agreed on, in Days of Future Past was that.
That was a good film.
Yeah. It's not the one we deserve. It's the one we need right now. But it's.
You deserve that.
The thing I feel about this is that whether they finish this set or not, I liked their representations of these characters.
Absolutely.
So I was good to go. And that's kind of how I feel. And I still like it. Chase is my least favorite, so to speak, of the 3. That have been released. It is just Trace. Trace is the least favorite of the 3.
Really?
Yeah,
before I bought him, you were like, "Oh, he's solid, man. You got to go for it." And now I got him, and you're all like, "Well, he's a piece of shit."
And no. He is solid. And I do love him, but he is my least favorite of the 3. It's like I don't know.
So the 2 that transform the same way basically are amazing, but yet the guy who risks a different transformation is crap. My feelings are hurt.
For me, I disagree.
I'm just saying for me. But I don't get me wrong. I love all 3 of them.
Yeah. For me, Oscar, Trace is my favorite, and then Grind Rod and Aurora. So.
This is why we exchange dick pics, bro, because we see iPod stuff.
Now, the one thing I can say...
Why am I not part of that?
Because you're all full like Hasbro and shit, bitch.
Shit.
The one thing I can say about this is I kind of wish that they would have shown Freeway before Goldbug. Like, I like Goldbug. He looks pretty cool. But I'd really rather have seen the other Throttlebot first. But whatever. At least they're coming out, so...
Milo looks like a big boy, though.
He looks awesome. I really like that alt mode.
It's a sweet little SUV.
I wish it was a dump truck, but I get it.
Well, see, I wish it was a dump truck too, but since they've gone ahead and redone every alt mode with the exception of whatever his name was, I don't know, the Jeep guy. I don't know. Rollbar. I'm okay with him being something different. So
yeah, I am too. I just, it's just
okay. Wait. I have to interrupt. I'm sorry. We have breaking news. So I grew a pair of very big brass balls, and I spoke to an individual who I'm a very big fan of, and he's a voice actor by the name of David Cave, known for voicing Megatron on Beast Wars, as well as Megatron for the Unicron trilogy, as well as Optimus Prime for Transformers Animated. Hell, the only voice actor able to voice both individuals, who has now told me that yes, he'd like to sit down with us at Shattercast and do an interview.
That is
it. Oh, see, we got the pair now.
Yep,
we do. We have Gary Chalk
I'm going to be on
Lord
this one.
Megatron.
We also,
David, if you want to be anybody, you got to do Shattercast. It's like the new Leno.
While we're on the topic, we're going to be due to some language issues, we're going to have to read the interview in like a little special segment on Shattercast on the YouTube channel. But we're going to be interviewing one of your favorite third-party company CEOs as well.
Which I will be voicing them because I've so
and that is coming soon.
That is at
We'll be voicing We'll be interviewing the last third-party company CEO. as well. Never
So.
after Oscar gets hold of it.
Right. So anyway, yeah, we got some good stuff. Keep tuning in, and we'll keep trying to find shit, new and interesting shit for you to listen to, as long as you guys keep listening. So.
Yep.
Team work hard.
Shapeways.
Shadowcast. Hashtag eat a dick. So
if we can't get them to be on the show, we'll just Shapeways.
Print out copies.
It's not David K. It's David Gray.
We will Shapeways their house.
We will make a Shapeways life-size replica of them and put them on camera while you guys are at TFCon. This is David K. And he'll only say one thing: Shapeways. The world's coolest Pokemon.
Why is Bobby's hand up his ass, moving his mouth?
Hail Shapeways.
He has an itch.
Yeah.
So, moving on to our next subject, which is actually really, really cool. And this is what has me kind of perplexed about a topic we just touched on previously. Maki Toys reveals plans to make their own version of Protect-A-Bot / Defensor. Good God, this sounds like a good idea.
This is absolutely fine with me because I love Defensor. So to see him finally getting some love from third-party companies, like, I am all over. I will get everyone. So
I am. I'm definitely in for the TFC one because that will be my combined Defensor on my shelf. But I might be tempted to get this too. Like I have a shelf in my office that's for public safety things and accolades of mine, and that I might set that puppy up there in alt mode. I mean, Make Toys makes quality shit.
Yes,
you guys have seen my chart, so you know that Make Toys is a
reputable.
Deal breaker, so to speak. So I don't think this is anything to be mad about. I think that if you want to be mad about something, there's these rock and roll robots that are coming out later this summer at San Diego, and if you really need to be mad about something, be mad about that. But don't be mad about another.
I am bringing them to TFCon. You will play with them. You will play with them every day.
He'll comb their fucking hair, is what he'll do.
Right they will.
Troll doll.
You will go, pretty girl, pretty girl, pretty girl.
He'll sit there singing, "Why don't you braid my hair?" from an R. Kelly song.
He'll bring his fucking Gem figures from the new movie.
I love you, Jim. I love you, Rio.
But my body.
Telling me braid your hair, baby. Your shit is straight nappy, but I don't care. Give me some honey, dude. Moving on. So yeah, this guy actually looks really, really good. You think they're gonna go ahead and do a box set like they're doing with their Quantron?
That would be awesome.
I would say it would probably depend on the commercial success of their
Quantron. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because this is just rough sketches. They haven't even produced a prototype held together with Sticky Tack.
Yeah,
so
I would say
you think they're waiting
for
Quantron to come out and then see how well it does, and then
I would say yes.
Make Toys, if you're listening, and I know you are. I know you're listening to our show.
Fans,
don't do this box set crap. Just two at a time. So,
I mean, this is going to be a 2015 easily.
Yeah.
Set. So, definitely. Like the thing is that I would guess that this is they're going to try to do a combiner maybe every year, maybe every other year now, and I think that if this one sells well in a box set, you will see this one in a box set, and if this one sells moderately, then you'll see this one broken up.
Yep, I think so too. So, when you look at the Streetwise picture, what do you think he is for an alt mode? Like what kind of car? I'm saying like.
I'm not as educated in that field as you are.
I'm thinking it's kind of looks like a Dodge Charger. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, either a Charger or a Mustang.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a Mustang though.
Company, but he doesn't look like he would be as bulky as like TFC's Streetwise. But he does kind of it's screaming Charger to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking with some kind of weird Ram Air
Is that
hood.
a Chrysler or something?
Yeah.
Is that also Chrysler? Okay, yeah, it does look like kind of a Chrysler kind of.
It's
maybe I wouldn't say Cadillac, but maybe
and the way the feet are, it kind of reminds me of the Fans Project, Stunicons.
You know what kind of kills me is that it does. Is that they feel the need. Now I can't say anything about TFCs because I haven't seen it yet, but they feel the need to do these updated police cars, but we get these old school fucking Ambos. We get a Ambo bus, a Japanese Ambo bus. I don't know. Maybe they're still rocking those units over there.
Probably are. Did somebody giggle? What's Greg think about this?
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Well, no, I like my. I mean, I got my TFC one. I don't need both. I have no connection to public service and rescue vehicles. Seriously, I have no connection to public service whatsoever. I don't do
arrested a couple times.
Nobody. But I mean, whatever. Seriously though, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't care. I'm already committed to one, so I'm gonna get on.
It's a lot of fucking money. That's all it is.
And if I don't like it, I'll just sell it and buy the other one. I mean, that's just what I do.
Yeah. I gotta say, Make Toys, I love like the finish of their products too. Like, you know, just how well they look in their vehicle modes. Like, even though I consider Hercules the superior Devastator because of size and everything, there's no doubt that the alt modes of Giant were way better than the.
That's where their edge is.
Yeah,
in
alt modes.
Sets.
So
that's definitely where their edge is.
Oh, we'll see. But speaking of things that, speaking of edges and projects that lack them, Renderform, creator of those amazing Tetra Jets from Impossible Toys, reveal their upcoming projects, which is our heads and weapon sets, because let's face facts, they kind of failed at a whole figure. And yeah, why the fuck does Iron Fist have a mouth?
Yeah, I don't understand most of these. I like a lot of the Renderform stuff, and I don't understand these. Like, I don't think like the Dark Steel head to turn him to Deathsaurus looks good. I don't understand why the head for Gauntlet is going to be necessary. I guess the shield looks kind of cool, but, you know.
Who has that figure anymore, though?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I just put this in the notes because it's news, but yeah, this...
Oh, because Mach 5, that's why, but I mean...
Oh, and the, I forgot, the Overlord for Steel Core, like, absolutely not. Like, I love Steel Core.
That looks fucking stupid.
And I gotta admit, I was slightly intrigued that the creator of Tetra Jets was the same people, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's true.
So we could expect the same type of failure here as we did in the Tetra Jets.
Well, what I'm saying is that, like, you know, like, I mean, like, I enjoy those things in alt mode, and I'm happy that I have them. It definitely scratches.
I had two. I just sold one.
But with that being said, I am surprised that this guy picked up work again.
Well, he's always like these heads and stuff are stuff that he puts out himself on his website, and he has sort of got some things going on with like BBTS and stuff, but that's only rather recently, so it's really small scale stuff.
Does he also put them out on
I was gonna say, doesn't this guy have a page on Shapeways?
He may, yeah. He may.
It's Vangsta. Vangsta makes Vangsta on Shapeways. Vangsta Shapeways. Painted them myself. Vangsta Shapeways. He made these tapes. He made these fucking tapes. If you want to put a tape in your fucking truck, because you know every good truck has to have a tape player. You know, War for Cybertron Soundwave. Anyway,
yeah,
he might not even fucking made those. I don't know, but whatever. It's stupid. So I laugh.
Is anybody like finally? When they see this?
Well, let me tell you actually a personal story.
A lot of us were like, why?
Right.
Go ahead.
Because I have the real personal story. I actually ordered the Death Czar kit in a moment of weakness because
you're sadist.
Well, that's what I said too in the chat. I actually have because I got that Retro Labels upgrade set, which is seen in the picture, and I put it on my figure, and I was like, yeah, it looks alright. And actually, as we were talking earlier, I put together my ball and chain for the figure. I was like, man, that looks pretty good. And I'd ordered the head and the gun, but I really think I'm going to cancel it because I don't know, man. That head looks fucked up. Like I don't know. It's kind of stupid looking. I hadn't seen these pictures because the only pictures I had seen was just the head sitting there, like beside the gun. I was like, man, that looks awesome, but I don't like the way it looks. And that other shit, I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
You know, there are times where, like, when you have a ball joint head that, you know, it should have 360-degree movement. And there are times where giving that head that clearance to do it really backfires because you get that little bit of fucking giraffe neck.
Yeah.
That's exposed. Just like Warbot Defender. That was, like, my big fucking gripe with that figure besides the the shitty first run of him. And I look at this now, and it's just like, wow, like that would really turn me off. Like, why did I get this label set?
Well, let me
why did I do all this just to? This is my end result. Fails.
Let me also throw something else out here. We have 4 different heads for Gauntlet going on here. 2 of which have mouths, whatever.
Yep. No mouth plate, which is why.
Right. Where's the one with the bullet hole?
Right.
Because that's not coming on the figure. So why you wouldn't make one with the bullet hole is beyond me.
Yep.
Like, that is a major failure.
You pay an additional $5.99, and they send you something that kind of looks like a Sharpie, but it's really not. It's made by Render Farm. And it comes with, 6 dabs applied, so you can just go ahead and just add a dab to the side of the head, and then, boom, there's the bullet hole from Last Stand of the Wreckers. Now your record set is complete.
The thing is, like, every time someone, and I've said this before when I did another podcast about like kits. In fact, I think it was a Render Form kit. Like, they keep putting these out and people keep buying them, and then there's always a fucking excuse. You know what I mean? Like, I like this over this, I like this over this, but people keep buying this shit. Man, for $30, $35, $40 for a fucking head and a gun? Like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But people keep buying it, and that's why they put out. There's 4 heads for this figure we don't even fucking have yet.
That's a good point.
Like, what if they don't fit?
What I really like...
none of them are the fucking head that anybody fucking wants. Like,
Besides the very valid points you're saying, there's also the resale factor. Like, oh, I paid $20 for this, like, Dreadwing and shit, or Darkwing, whatever the fuck this figure's called.
And I bought this set.
I bought the set, so now it went from, like, a $20 figure because he was incomplete and his electronics don't work. Now he's worth $70, $75 because it's got that really rare, hard to find, which they'll put in caps, Render Form head attached to it.
Which I'll put in caps.
They do that.
I know they do.
Did you see... you might not have seen this. I saw this in the cafe not too long ago. It was the first set, and fuck, who was it? Was it Fans Project? It was that Bumblebee and Cliffjumper upgrade set.
Oh,
it was like
Boss.
It was like the very first set that some company
Fans Project put that one.
Yeah, it was Fans Project. Do you know what motherfuckers think that thing costs now? $300 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
$300 goddamn dollars. That's what people fucking expect.
And if
for
you're
that bullshit.
If you're dumb enough to buy it, then I'm not
you
gonna
deserve
tell
it.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that there's a knockoff of it now, and you can get it for about $40 if you still are interested.
And they're like, I paid $300 for these 2 heads, 2 bumpers, and a gun, mint and sealed box. Never gonna open it. $400, please. I'm like, what the fuck? People are just fucking stupid.
Yeah, then they get mad when you call them out on that, too.
Hey, if you want to buy this fucking shit for $400, I got a goddamn BotCon exclusive Alpha Try-On mint and sealed baggie I'll sell you for $1,000.
Yeah.
It comes for Sigma.
Hell Hasbro.
Hell BotCon.
This is some third-party shit. Just saying. That's
what
it is.
It is. There's those moments where third party likes to think it could pull some stunt like this, and it's just going to be well accepted.
But like Greg said, people are going to buy it, and they're just going to keep on making this shit. And that's
and this is an instance where like people are always like, "Well, third party versus Hasbro," and they talk about third party like it's this one entity. And it's the same thing with fucking Shapeways. Like, it's this one entity. It's not. It's various designers and various people putting out various products.
It's gotten to the point where I don't feel like knocking any one of the members from that making these numerous designs and additions for your figures on Shapeways, but it stopped being something for the collector to enjoy. Like, hey, you could get a G1 cartoon accurate gun for your Sunstreaker or your Sideswipe, and you could really enjoy the figure more. It stopped being about that and more about, I designed this, which third party company is going to sponsor me to make it.
Yeah, see, I'm with you.
That's what pisses me off about that.
I'm with you there, Oscar, and this is especially for the Render Form stuff is like, like his Bump Scout and Hub Scout and all that stuff, like they all made sense to me because like there's 1,000,001 Bumblebee molds, like here's something you can do to turn it into characters that were offshoots of the Bumblebee mold to begin with. Yep. But then like you get this stuff and it's like, well, you should just like this. And I'm like, I don't. Like
you should just like it. Fuck.
Yeah.
You should spend an extra $30 and just discard the head that came on the fucking $60 toy you just bought.
That is perfectly serviceable for the character it's trying to represent.
Exactly.
Aside
so-
from the bullet hole.
Speaking of like
shit out, people
a very shady, I don't know, I can't even say shady, very daring third-party editions, Bold Form reveals their Megatron figure.
Swastika form.
Yeah, I love that conversation. With
Can we talk about that for a minute? Can we touch on that?
We could touch base on that. Go ahead. Take the
Oh,
helm.
do I have to do it? All right, cool. So
You have to do it.
I don't know a whole lot about this company. Like, I know I don't really like what I see, and that's about all I know. And apparently this thread came up in the fucking group. Oh my god. I was driving to Cleveland and we stopped at the super awesome Goasis, which is like gas station, but it's awesome. For anyone in the Ashland area, you know what I'm talking about. And I just check my notifications, oh, I wonder what's going on in the cafe. And fucking this dude's trying to say that this Chinese company that makes third-party toys are a bunch of fucking closet Nazis. Because he said their logo looks like, which is a B and an F put together. Which, picture that in your mind, listeners. B and F put together. Looks like a swastika.
First thing I said to Bobby is the BNF is pushing gay propaganda. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Butt fuckers. Now here's
I
what
didn't think
pisses
about
me
that
off.
until you just said it.
Here's what pisses me off, because Greg and I were active in that thread, where basically we were accused of talking out of our, what do you say, like sucking each other's dicks or some shit like that, because we do that a lot.
He said we had our heads up our asses.
Oh, we were self-centered, of course.
And we were self-centered, and he said we were obtuse.
And he also made a bunch of claims, and he's like, I never said that. Like, because I was chiming in, too. He's like, I never said that. I'm like, direct words, your quote, you said that, you know?
Yeah, I think that both of you were fucking quoting him, like, writing in the comment at the same time. You and Greg, like, posted the same response, like, within 2 seconds of one another. You know,
and here's the thing. When Greg says picture the B and F together and how it looks like a swastika, you have to make the B and F very rectangular, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're very square, like 8-bit lettering. And I still, like, unless you get really fucking serious and really technical, you would have to move a few things over to kind of make a swastika happen. And what this person clearly wasn't educated on. Huh?
It's straight. It has straight lines.
Yeah.
That's what it has in common with the swastika.
And what this person didn't state that he was educated on, just instantly went for the fact that it's a swastika, it means evil, it means the Third Reich, and someone who sentenced an entire race of people to their death because he felt they were genetically inferior. He did not notice, nor, again, this proves Greg's point very well, you need to fucking trademark this. Transformer fans don't fucking read, is the fact that the swastika was around before the Third Reich was even a fucking thought fart in fucking Hitler's head. It represents friendship, it represents union, it has a few meanings, not numerous, but few. Okay? And Hitler took it and perverted it. Yes, he did. But at the same time, this person wasn't aware of it. Brought to his attention, instantly we're self-centered assholes.
And my point about that was, regardless of whether or not his origins are in hate or friendship, I doubt this third-party company. He was just like, okay, all right, here's the deal. All right, let's get across our extreme radical political agenda. Okay, how do you want to do it? I was thinking start a website. Nah. How about a third-party combiner?
And then there's one guy sitting there going, but we got to piss off the Jews.
We have to. We just have to. That's automatic.
You know, and it's ignorance like this that really makes me kind of feel the shame to be a Transformer fan sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
When this whole thing happened, and the fact that the company like turned around and like altered their logo because anybody even said anything, like that should even further prove that that's not the intent of the company. Like, oh crap, we don't want to offend people, let's switch it.
Exactly.
You know, like if you're stupid enough to think that like any company out there would, you know, switch their logo after hearing even the slightest rumbling and then think that they're still trying to push some like message of hate, you're an idiot.
And then here's the truth of it. They are.
Well,
they are that stupid.
Yeah.
To believe it.
Here's the thing. This particular person was in a big old gangbang thread with our good buddy I Display Not Play and a couple other people, and they were trashing every third-party company that wasn't MMC or Fans Project. And just, it's like the very next day, like he's the one propagating the shit. And just the fact that he would stoop so low as to accuse these to say there's a Chinese Nazi company. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's sound this out. Chinese neo-Nazi third-party transformer company.
Man, some motherfuckers will reach for shit that don't even fucking matter.
Yep.
Exactly, and that's how low we've sunk to find something to bitch about something.
Yep.
Can't bitch about the fucking product. Haven't seen
like Oscar said, it just makes you just, to think about this is the fandom that I am fucking supporting. And you have jerk-offs like this that fucking ruin every fucking thing that you love about this shit.
Damn
and it's just fucking, it's America.
I tell y'all a secret. I don't support any fucking fandom. I don't support any fucking body. I like my fucking toys, and I support my fucking friends.
The sad part is, though, like, I don't like the, I don't support the fandom. I support my love for it. And when I meet people like ourselves, is why we do this fucking podcast. It's because we're willing to support each other in our views and our opinions, even if we disagree, which we do a lot in the private chat sometimes.
Yeah.
But when you meet an ignorant dumbass like this that makes a fucking post and is just hell-bent on making his point so fucking clear that he looks like a dumbass in the end of things. That's what he is. And the thing is, you can't, even though you're making that statement right now, Greg, the moment you tell someone you're a fan of Transformers and, they might be aware of a little situation like this or any other fucking fan of the same franchise that we adore and love, and they're known to act like an idiot, they're instantly gonna, it's prejudicial in the end. They're gonna be like, oh, you're like him? Okay, they're gonna be prejudiced against us because they're gonna think we're all mouth-breathing fucktards that hate everything that is made by everyone or whatever the case may be.
See, that's the difference between us. See, we do have different views and everything. That's cool because that makes it interesting. We'd be boring if we agreed on anything. Yep. But see, we support. We can actually change. Not change minds, but you can say I can see your viewpoint on something, Oscar or Bobby. Me and Bobby go back and forth all the time, but I do see his viewpoint, and I'm sure he sees mine. With fucktards like that, you can't. He won't change his mind, no matter what. Even if you prove to him fucking wrong, he would still think he's right.
So basically, what you're saying is us people versus them people. And now you guys get ready.
And we're racist.
Cast Uncut. We are the first Nazi Transformers podcast.
Oh, boy.
And Bobby, you need to start working on that logo.
It's Greg for Mercy at youtube.com. Send all hate mail, gentlemen, in that direction, please.
I just want to point out.
You can turn SCU into an Iron Cross easily.
I just want to point out that, Oscar, your whole thing about supporting each other and stuff, you still owe me money. I'm not.
I don't know. Maybe I'm busy hosting a fucking podcast. I'll get back to you. I'll just sit there making wait 150 days while you cock tease me for that MP Megatron, you jerk. Anyway.
And hey, and just one more thing, talking about fandoms and Nazis. If you look at the He-Man people, He-Man had blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh, he's Aryan indeed.
A black guy. And he had an Iron Cross on his chest. I'm just saying. Just saying he was a fucking...
Shiza, that's what it means. And speaking of hot Shiza,
we didn't even talk about the toy.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, look, no one's going to like it, whatever, moving on. Let's talk about something good. That sounds really interesting. My God, third-party company, it's unknown who's doing it. It's an anonymous source because, again, we don't like to read. I'm pretty sure the label is on there somewhere. We might get a masterpiece size Blitzwing.
Oh,
I went and looked at this earlier. I actually went and looked at this when you guys were jacking off about something, and I'm not gonna get too excited. But
they're cat
renders. Talk about Echo or no? We'll just skip that
let's
shit.
do this and we'll go there next.
Yeah,
this is better. I understand.
If this is I'm sure that these colors are just placeholders. But as long as the colors on the mark for this, like I'm in. I think the tank looks good, and I think the jet looks good. As long as the robot looks as good, I've got nothing to worry about.
Oh, the tank looks fucking sweet.
Yep,
it's going to cost $600.
That's all right.
I like how Dime Chalk is the one who's giving the picture, so he's kind of made it look like he's the dude piloting, the jet.
Yeah, what you'll see, these pictures were passed to my by an anonymous source.
All right.
Oh, Dame Chalk, that guy that.
Yeah, ironically, his icon picks a skull face made out of an apple core.
He's our biggest fan. You didn't know?
Of course.
I thought he's the guy that said he couldn't get through a single episode of our show.
Yeah, because we were so bad.
Shouts every weekend.
Yeah, we did give him an awful lot of love.
Shout out Apple Core.
But he still puts the pictures on, so thanks for the pictures, bro.
Yep.
I think this is good. It's soon to tell anything significant, but
yeah, I want to see some more shots of it.
Yeah, it looks promising. I wonder. No word on the company. No word on.
That looks like Shapeways.
I can't wait to find out that the actual company's name is anonymous.
That would be awesome.
We will never forget. We will always remember. I forget their tag of Anonymous, the makeshift militant group. But speaking of makeshift and Shapeways, Echo TF has made new feet for your Hoist and Trail Cutter Generations figure.
And moving on.
Hooray.
I mean, I think it does make them look better, but it doesn't make them look good enough.
This is like $7. Make them look better. If this is real cheap and I can get it and throw it in my pile of loot, or to push an order over free shipping, I guess so.
In Star Wars, when Obi-Wan tells Luke about Darth Vader, he's more machine than man now. That's how I feel about these fucking figures. They're more fucking add-ons than they are actual toys.
They need to make these things look the way you want to.
And don't get me wrong, like that. Who was it? I don't even remember. I have it. The wings and the guns and all that shit. Like that. I mean, that's good. That goes like a long way to making these things look good. But I don't need them to be a half an inch taller. Like I don't. It's not worth it.
They don't need trailers either. They weren't known for wheeling around fucking landscaper trailers.
I feel like if you were into these figures enough to get that first upgrade set, you probably should go ahead and get this one as well.
I might be putting my foot in my mouth here, but I don't think I do.
Yep, I have the first upgrade set too. I don't know if these are necessary past a cheap price point. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Like that or that Hegemon upgrade set with the feet that actually makes it more stable, but only adds like a 1/16 of an inch. I mean, that's necessary because it makes them stable. But something that just adds a little bit of height to something that really doesn't need height. If anything, I would get ones for Hoist just to make him a little taller than Trailbreaker. Or Cutter, or whatever the fuck they're calling him now.
I think the originals look fine. Hell Hasbro.
Well, and that's...
They don't need it. This guy's committed sacrilege. How fucking dare he attempt to make improvements to the Michelangelo Transformers figure? You motherfuckers.
To an extent, I agree with Deluxe. Not that I think that they look good enough, but the fact that I think they're so, I don't want to spend any more money on these toys. I was happy to add the wings onto the back of what's his face, Hoist. But past that, I don't know. I don't need the rest of this.
Justin, did we just become best friends?
No.
Yep.
What's your favorite dinosaur? Velociraptor. Oh my god, did we just become best friends? I love that.
That's me and Bobby's thing.
Yeah, that's
great. Your own fucking thing.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I already got you guys because he said, "Are we friends?" And I said, "No." So
there you go.
Quit bitching. But
still good.
In the end, Echo TF again. Man, this is not gonna. This is so gonna sound like a personal attack. Take it however you want. Like he fucking listens. Again, another Shapeways designer that is, to me, seems like he's more interested in getting his shit sponsored than just, hey fans, you want to make him a little bit taller? Boom, there you go. The only downside to ordering anything from Shapeways, we all know, is having to, that color match for the paint. So
I get my paint from Shapeways. I have them 3D printed, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll tell you, I don't like these figures enough to buy any of the upgrades.
Yeah, you do. You love them. You told me.
I do like these feet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the feet. I do.
Them feet.
I'm not gonna get
them. That's because you got scoria on the brain. You're thinking about those feet that are gonna come for fucking Grimlock.
Maybe. God, I can't wait till that fucking come out. God.
I know. God damn it. Is that on the show notes? Can we talk about that?
No, it's not.
All right, moving on.
So, moving on. Get Right Robot presents a masterpiece style RC.
About damn
so now, not only can your MP10, but your Rodimus Prime, your Grimlock, and what the hell? Why not all the Lambors and your Datsun Brothers can now run a train on RC apparently.
Get Right Robot is a friend of the show.
He's a good guy.
And we respect the guy, and we know the custom work is top-notch. But is this just a custom, or is this something they plan on producing?
No, it's a custom. It's just a custom they're selling on eBay. That's what I was about to say. Let's not get the news like skewed here.
Okay.
For once. No, this is just a single shot. It's just like that super awesome fucking Overlord they made out of G.I. Joe vehicles. Did you say it sucks? I will come to your fucking...
I said, shit, how much?
Never mind. Sorry. I was just...
I gotta remortgage my house and buy this fucker.
This looks good, but I don't have $2,000 to spend on a custom figure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Which is what their auctions end at, if that tells you anything about the quality of their work.
And that's awesome. I gotta tell you that I'm not wowed by the paint on this unit though. I mean, I think that overall, I mean, I know they do great work and all that. I just something about it's like, I mean, I know they made it from scratch,
but not for nothing. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah,
it does. It looks very sharp. Even with the backpack she's got, it looks really clean and
just countered your unit with a not for nothing. Come on.
Hey, we could all go in and get it, and then it can stay at my house.
Move on to hashtag.
Yeah. So.
God damn it.
So in the hashtag news. Oh my god! All right, so you want to talk about failures? The subscription service figure Fishtron.
I can't wait.
How can you like this hunk of crap, dude? I don't understand. This is like the first time I really just want to like go all Batman and hang you by your leg over the ledge of a building and say, why is this happening with you?
Because y'all hate it so much,
dude. It's not a good.
And I want to show it. I can't wait to take pictures with it and send it to you, Oscar.
Go fuck yourself. That's never happened. Block you.
Oh,
I will block you.
This is probably the worst idea out of like, okay, I am not, okay, I will sit here and tell everyone, listen to podcasts, I was probably one of the most excited guys for the Fall of Cybertron Bruticus. And when I got him in the mail, besides the fact that he looks like he should crawl on his knuckles when he gets around, the biggest disappointment in that figure isn't just Bruticus combined form to me. It was Swindle, which is the worst mold in Fall of Cybertron history. And they choose to repaint that shit until it's supposed to be fucking Iron Fist.
Really? I actually felt that he was one of the better molds from that toy. Yeah, because I couldn't stand Brawl. I thought he was awful. I mean, the whole set is a failure, but I felt like he was the least failure.
I mean, like, dude, even Onslaught with his T-Rex arms looks better than this fucking mold.
I disagree on that one.
You picked the half a toy to be your favorite?
You are,
because that's what fucking Swindle was. He was half a fucking figure.
I don't know. I liked him better. That's all I'm gonna say. But I concur with the not understanding with Matt on this one. If it's just strictly because everybody else doesn't like it, he likes it. I don't know. But I mean, like the thing that strikes me on this one is like you've got the whatever it is, the Mach 5. Whoever took them over, I can't remember anymore. What their name was? Mech Ideas, yeah. The Mach 5 version is like essentially the same price as the subscription figure,
Which is a shitty mold with like no waist and just it's like, hey, the thighs they're together and goodbye leg articulation, fuck.
I had to be serious. I had to be truthful. This is the least one that I was looking forward to. I looking forward to the other ones instead of this one, but yeah, I'm just liking it because y'all don't like it.
This is why Transformer fans of my generation won't let their children play with figures because they make shit like this.
To be fair, you could put this with your Ruination set and have like a 7% less shitty record team.
Oh my god,
6%.
I feel like I just heard Oscar's soul just die.
I couldn't be less interested.
I couldn't be interested in this either. I do think
this figure is why people freaking hate the Hasbro figures now. I am, and it's like I kind of feel bad because we kind of ride Deluxe's dick like our last name is Condom whenever he talks about how he loves a Hasbro figure. This is what makes me not like them that much anymore because they pull stunts like this. Wait.
First of all, this ain't Hasbro. This is the Collectors Club. Hasbro has nothing to do with this.
Nothing.
They give
nothing.
No, I mean, they give the okay just to say you can, use their mold. But this is all the Collectors Club. I mean, this is probably 95% of the Collectors Club that has anything to do with it. It has nothing to do with Hasbro.
Serve it to you because this is just garbage.
It has nothing to do with Hasbro. I'm telling you right now, it has
everything to do with Hasbro. They okayed this shit.
Hasbro, yeah, they okayed it, but just to use
they're responsible.
Their mold.
They're responsible because they made the mold in the first place.
But I'm just saying, no, the Collectors Club changed it into this one that y'all didn't like. I mean, or whatever. I'm just saying that Hasbro has nothing to do with this. Like I said, I was disappointed. I'm disappointed it's a second figure. I was hoping it'd be a better one.
I'm surprised you weren't disappointed at the first one you got.
No, Barricade was awesome.
Barricade's ass.
Man.
Can you make me?
Do you have it?
No, I'd rather have every incarnation of them from the movie line and own even one of those train wrecks.
It's a good figure.
Horrific. That was a freaking misleading mold from their Beast Hunters line. Like, oh, you're gonna get a screen accurate smoke screen. Oh, look, it's Krusty the Clown if he was a fucking robot with feet. No, I'm sorry, Sideshow Bob. All right, it's a fucking abomination to the collector in general. People talked about that smokescreen mold when they redecoed Knockout. That was awesome compared to that fucking mold you got for Barricade. And I'm looking at how like Matthew's right here. I'm sorry, I love you, Deluxe.
No, you know how I made a comment earlier about Full Circle? You know how I just said that Swindle mold was half a figure? Well, the smokescreen mold was also about half a figure.
Pretty much.
There was no back on that toy
at all, so, and it was
Full Circle
everywhere. My God.
Well, it was kibble. I mean, that's all it was kibble.
Jesus Christ!
Still wasn't Hasbro. It's the Collectors Club.
Hasbro
that costs more than Hasbro. That's fucking worse.
Okay, it's like a school shooter. You have to fucking get the parents involved on the responsibility. You just can't blame the kid. Okay, everyone agree that it sucks ass? Yeah, it really does. Okay, everyone's agreed. Moving on. Amazon Japan reveals a new Age of Extinction Optimus Prime with a trailer flight tech. Oh my God.
Yeah. I thought this was that one thing that I shared a picture of in the chat, which was from the back, and it was like a really like sleek, like it was supposed to be like an updated leader. And I don't know if this is supposed to be the same thing, but if you look at the pictures, like it looks like it's supposed to be a really nice Optimus with a weird shadow behind him. And then you realize that shadow is the trailer kibble.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Why is the trailer so short?
Because why does it look even more ridiculous if it wasn't?
You know what this trailer reminds me of? I bought my nephew that Robot Rescue Heroes, whatever, Optimus Prime that came with the trailer. That's what it reminds me of without the cool stickers put on it.
You know what this is? This is like your buddy at work. And he's a nice guy, right? I'm eating ice cream, sorry. I'm not stoned, I swear. He's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. Like, you like him, you know, you like working with him, he's a good worker, whatever. But he keeps telling the same fucking joke over and over and over. And every time you hear it, it's worse and worse and worse. Well, what they're doing is they're going, hey, did I ever tell you about that fucking Optimus Prime that had some wings? And, like, at first it was cool. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that's pretty rad, man. Optimus Prime with wings. You know, it's like, hey, did I ever tell you about that guy, Optimus Prime? He's got the wings. And after, like, the 15th or 16th fucking time, you're just like, what the fuck? How many times do you need to put out a fucking Optimus Prime with a fucking jetpack? It happened for, like, 30 seconds. In 2 movies.
It literally gets exhausting to me seeing so much bullshit released on, like, a weekly basis. And that's not just a hashtag, jab. That's the whole gambit. You know, like we have about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half worth of discussion news a week, and of that shit, we're like genuinely excited about 25% of it, maybe.
Yeah, and it's not just like this was a slow news week.
Yeah, I mean, it's like tons of shit.
Week, and we're being generous. Like, we're getting excited about shit just to get excited about it. I mean, how much of the shit let's be real here, actually. Let's take a little side moment. How much of the shit do we actually buy that we say we're excited about? Very fucking little, I think.
I don't know.
I think genuinely, like, if I'm excited about it, chances are I'm going to get it.
Yeah,
so.
Me too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the shit that we're like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not for me. Like, you know, it's not that bad. The shit that we get positive criticism for.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the stuff, you know, the other argument is how much shit do we criticize and then we end up buying.
Well,
like,
and,
you know,
and
how
making
many of us...
excuses that we got it for our daughters and stuff, you know.
Oh, easy.
I had to take that shot.
But no, yeah. I mean, you know, the same type of shit, you know? I don't know.
Hey, I got Hound today. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, how's that like for you?
Cat. He likes it. My cat likes it.
Oh, okay.
He just wanted the guns. Test. He just wanted the guns. It's not bad. It really isn't. If you don't, even from the back, it's not bad. I mean, there's a big ass hole in it. You could fit like one of those Soundwave Energon cubes in it, but the wheels cover it up. I mean, it's pretty solid. For $20 fucking, it wasn't bad. That's why it's to sleep at night.
So, moving on to the discussion of the week, are the recently release of the Age of Extinction figures off to a slow start?
Yep, and actually, if I'm not sure if this is the same article I read or not, but there's a number of articles because Hasbro released some sort of whatever update on how their money is going, and it's like down. It's down a significant. No, this is not the same article, but it's down a significant amount, and like. The Captain America figures didn't sell well. The Spider-Man figures didn't sell well. The X-Men exclusive box set didn't sell well. And the Age of Extinction stuff they're saying isn't selling well either. And the Age of Extinction stuff I don't understand as much. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't have any interest in it. But I think the problem with their not to make this a different kind of podcast, but the problem with their Star Wars and their Spider-Man, their Captain America, and their all these other lines, is that kids, like if they're like as Deluxe always says, they're trying to sell toys for kids, just the collectors get muddied up in it. But like, if that is the case, these fucking kids already have a goddamn Spider-Man figure. They already have a fucking Captain America figure. They have a Han Solo. They have a Chewbacca. They have a Darth Vader. They don't need those figures. What they need is Venom. What they need is, like, that's why you can't find a Black Widow or a Carnage or a Baron Zemo or a fucking Winter Soldier or a fucking Boomerang or a Spider-Woman, because they go. But you put 2 to 4 Spider-Men, 2 to 4 Captain Americas, 2 to 4 whatever in every case, and that shit fucking...
That's the problem, because they keep overfilling like these shipments with like what they consider to be the quote-unquote popular or the core figures, for whatever we're talking about movie lines anyway, Right. So it's like, okay, you got Captain America, so we're going to have these Marvel Legend figures come out. A case of 8, we got to have at least 4 to 6 Captain Americas with a Baron Zemo and a Red Skull for sake of argument,
right,
in that wave. So what happens is that Baron Zemo Red Skull is now more in demand, and now you got a shelf just fucking laced with World War II Captain America, Marvel Now Captain America, Ultimate Captain America, fucking... Panty Dropper, Captain America, whatever the case may be, and you that's all you have. So people stop going to that store. That's why, like the article stated, like retail stores are now giving the Transformers line like half of the display space they had for Dark of the Moon.
Hey, I have Meyer here in Ohio, and I was looking for. I wanted to go ahead and knock out my Dinobots like right off the bat, right? So like. The day before, I asked the guy that was doing, like, he was facing the aisle, and I was like, hey, you need to get these in the back. Let me go ahead and buy them. And he was like, yeah, we're probably not going to order those. And Meyer, it's only in 3 states, but it's like Midwestern Walmart, right? And I was like, yeah, you're not going to order this. He was like, yeah, no, I would have known about it if we were. How many weeks in have we had these things? 3 weeks, 2 weeks? They do not have a single fucking figure nor shelf tag. And I honestly think they're not going to fucking... And this was the same company that was the only place you could get the grapple mold. And like a couple of those other like Generations molds that were hard to find. That people found at TJ Maxx. They're like, oh, they're canceled. Because the only places that were ordering them were like Meijer and a couple other places in California. And they honestly, not a single fucking Meijer in my area, which is a pretty big deal. There's more Meijers than Walmarts around here. They don't have any Age of Extinction stuff at all. At all.
Well, one of the things for me has been like a lot of the movie figures for me are impulse purchases. Like I'm just like there, I'm like, okay, I'll get it. I haven't gotten something that's really like scratched the itch of just the quote unquote something new. I'm sure we all have times like that where you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna get it because nothing new has come, so why not? Let me pick it up. And I walk in, so I walked into like my local stores, and they're so much more expensive now too. Like I can't justify $15 for a toy that I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like.
Feels cheap and tottery and brittle. Oh yeah. God, it feels so brittle. Just
to play the other side, it actually came out today. Walmart has rolled all their movie toys back.
I saw that, and you might get me on a couple of impulse purchases there now.
They rolled all their what?
They rolled them back to $10 like they used
the deluxes are $10.
Oh yeah. I saw that too.
Yep.
But is that because they weren't selling? I mean, it has to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think since it's getting closer to the movie, and I think after the movie, I think it's going to be a little better for it. I think more kids will see since they've seen the movie, they'll go out and say, "Hey, I saw that in the movie. I want to pick that toy up." I think it'll get a little better. It may not be a big burst of toys selling out the store, but like I said, once the movie comes out, I think it will get a little better for it.
I can agree with you there, Matt, with the Dinobots and with Drift and Crosshairs and all that, but I think that they're going to run into the same problem with their Optimuses and their Bumblebees again.
Yep.
It's the same Captain America problem.
Right, yeah.
These kids got a Captain America.
And they're putting out, I hate to say it, because I'm a big Hasbro fan, but god damn it, quit putting out them damn shampoo bottles. Nobody wants that crap.
I would like to know who the fuck suggested that in a boardroom. And everyone was like, my god, that's fucking brilliant. Because that has got to be the biggest waste. Like, you want to talk about, they want to save money on, like, using plastic and, like, the process itself.
Don't make that shit.
Stop making those.
Yeah.
You've got, like, 24-inch tall fucking figures that you charge $10 for, aimed at children. They're called Transformers, but hey, they don't transform. Yeah. Because, God, what I really needed was a triple, a fucking Action Master 20 times the size of its predecessor. Okay, it's absolutely pointless. They don't need to be made. And again, it's like we spoke about the Captain America thing. You're going to have fucking 5. Actually, I will sit there and say, in recent waves I've seen at my stores, Bumblebee has not been fucking everywhere. Like, I have seen more Dinobots are becoming like the new plague. Like, I'm calling it the Jurassic plague because that's what's going to fucking happen. You're going to see nothing but Dinobots just stuffing store shelves. And if you're lucky, you'll find a few card bots.
I think the Dinobots will sell a lot better once the movie comes out. Like I said, and they see them, I think kids will get it. And the Bumblebees, like I said, there's only one right now. Hopefully they won't, the new waves, they won't do a lot of Bumblebees. I mean, maybe they learned, the lesson, but
Yep, they'll milk that shit dry, brother.
There's probably 7 repaints on its way out,
Yep.
At least.
But Super Nitrous Oxide Bumblebee, OxyClean.
That Halloween Bumblebee looks pretty sweet though.
You're talking about those big like Action Master things.
Shampoo
like
bottles.
Aside from the fact they don't do shit, like I go to my store and I thought it was just one, and I was like, oh ha ha ha. Every single one of those drifts I saw, because they're in a case packed together. Every single one of them has a fucking shit stripe going up the plastic where the paint just rubbed off. And even if I was a kid, I'd see that shit and be like, no. No, I don't want that. There's a blue and gold stripe.
I think that the old argument of toys are for kids, I think that they had to come to grips with the idea that that's not the case anymore.
Yep. I
think that toys are for collectors, and I think that there are some kids that like toys, but I think I don't ever see kids playing with action figures anymore. They're in front of a video game, or they're playing an app, they're playing Angry Birds, or they're doing Guitar Hero, or I even see kids outside once in a while, God forbid, but like I don't think that the market, demographic is right anymore.
We are in the age of where everything is basically digital, like you just stated. So what you're going to have is, where in our generation, we were used to action figures and being excited to open up that oddly shaped, Christmas present or birthday present, whatever the case may be, whatever you celebrate. We're so used to that. Nowadays, this generation growing up is going to, and this is going to sound stupid, so please work with me here. I'm trying to do a good comparison. They're going to look forward to shit like, that they find nostalgic, like whether it be like the Wiggles or fucking Jake and the Pirates. I'm saying this because I got a 2-year-old nephew I live with that is into these shows. And they're going to look at that the way we look at shit from the 80s. They're going to look at that, and that's going to be their nostalgia thing. But by then, everything's all digital, so there won't be no collector's figure or figurines or shit like that. It'll be like, digital download this cool 3D interactive statue of Jake from the Pirates, and that's what you're going to get.
Well, I agree with you, but I think that we are already there in some regard. Like, I think that a lot of kids grew up with like Doug and Rugrats and shit like that.
Yep.
And there's no fucking Doug or Rugrats figures. You know what I mean? Like they could give a fuck less.
Actually, there are.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Well, there is more specific
you.
shops. We're talking more in a general consensus, like your Toys R Us, your Targets, and your WalMarts and stuff.
And there are at Toys R Us and Target. That's where I see them at. There's a whole Nickelodeon section, and they have them, but they're not geared towards kids. They're geared towards people that grew up with that.
Right, and I think that's I think, like Bobby said, there's still going to be kids out there who are into toys, but I think you're getting a large, definitely because of video games and stuff, have made a large shift to the general kid is not buying or playing with toys like they were when we were younger, and maybe you know, like you said, looking at what they're watching now, maybe 20 years from now, some Adventure Time or something, toys are going to be, huge for the kids who grew up with it and now want to have a little statue.
It'll be their
somewhere.
G1,
right?
Yep.
But
I buy Adventure Time toys now. Thank you very much.
Well, no, I understand that, and I know they're out there, but I'm saying, in terms of the kids now who are more interested in the games and stuff, the toy is going to appeal to them more when they can, sit it at their desk at work or something like that, versus I want to go home and play Adventure Time when I could just play it on the DS or something like that,
I think if any current franchise has a chance of standing up to, nostalgia, like Transformers, I think it will be something like Adventure Time. But that's just a side note.
And also, another thing is, a lot of people are, it's online. A lot of people are tired of waiting, for the, when another thing,
But
the movie stuff did not come out. Well, I'm just saying, the movie stuff didn't come out. I was waiting for all the movie stuff to come out. There was no promotion for it or anything. They really didn't promote it, really hard for the first three movies. And even after the street date they were supposed to be out, it took them about another 4 or 5 days for them to even put the shit out.
Yeah, but
I was I'm waiting, waiting.
You're talking about the collector demographic again. You're not talking about the kid demographic.
Well, I understand that. I'm looking at both sides.
So I think that ways to appease the collectors is a whole separate conversation. But I think that the truth of the matter is that Hasbro is under the impression that kids are the people buying our toys. And while that may be true, I don't think that I really, in my heart of hearts, I would need to see data to prove that. Because it really seems to me that collectors are the ones buying the toys. And as far as, the mass market. And you can't appease a collector. Well, in Transformers you can. But, in most of the other lines, you can't appease the collector with bullshit. And I think that it's finally starting to infiltrate Transformers as well, where collectors are just no, I'm not fucking getting this evasion mode Optimus, or I'm not fucking getting this, Crosshairs because his whole car is a cape. I'm just the answer is no.
Well, like I asked you, a couple weeks ago, we had a discussion about where do y'all see Transformers in another 20 years, another 10, just say 10 years. I mean, we could say that, we could talk about that later, but I'm just saying that it'd be a good conversation is, do you even think Transformers are going to be around that long?
Well, here's kind of one thing that strikes me is that the people who are running and making most of the decisions at, any company right now are old guys. They are old people, the people who got out of college in, 2005 or something like that. They are not in management type positions that they're able to make these calls. So you've got people who grew up in an age that there is no nostalgia for toys. Toys are toys. Toys are for kids, etc. And that is changing with the current generation that's coming out. Is there's more nostalgia for stuff like that. So I think later on you may see a swing towards a collector-based toy line, something like that. But right now, all your investors and all that stuff, they're old guys who a toy is a toy. So.
Yeah, and they're going off the first movie for Transformers and the second movie. I'm sure they sold probably a lot of toys. I mean, I know that they probably had a lot of bumblebees and everybody knows that and everything, but they did real well. But not like you said, there's so many Captain Americas you can have. There's so many Bumblebees you can have. There's so many Primes you can have. They keep on adding like a sticker here, a sticker there. So eventually it's just like the kids are like, I already have Optimus Prime. I don't need a 13. My 13th Optimus Prime here.
Right.
Now as a collector, I want that because I just like I'm the collector. But for like a normal kid, he's not going to want 13 Bumblebees.
Well, here's the thing: you want 13.
Fair. It's not the kid that's not going to want the Bumblebee. It's the parent that's not going to want to buy it. Because every time I go to a fucking Toys R Us, there's a kid screaming about some toy, and the parent says, I'm not going to buy that. You already have X amount at home.
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
With Power
that's
Rangers.
True, too. Yeah.
Yep. Especially
that's
with
true,
Power
too.
Rangers.
You already have a red one. But this one's not Jason. This one's Kenny.
All right, so we're going to move on to our question of the day. William of the Transformers Chat Buy and Sell page asks us, what's the deal with all the online scammers and cheats who feels the need to do bad deals multiple times?
Assholes.
Okay, here's the thing. There's an old cliche. It's called a sucker's born every minute. All right, that's basically what can explain this period. The thing is, you got guys out there that want to scam other traders. They want to get something for free without having to pay for it. That's just repeating myself there. But the thing is, they don't want to afford a certain thing, so they sit there and they throw the option of something too good to be true. Another cliche I'm throwing out there. And the thing is, sometimes people bite without asking the appropriate questions.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I was just saying, we got this new thing in some of the groups that puts a stop to a lot of this. And it's called Greg. No, but dead serious. Like, this is a fucking issue, and this is something that some people say I push it to fucking I push it too far. But if you scam somebody in one of my groups, or I find out, I will fucking blow you'll eventually when I get a little bit better of a job, there'll be TV ads. Don't say motherfuckers in magazines and shit. Like, I'm serious though. Like, I hate a fucking it's already bad enough we're spending this much money on fucking toys, and then you're gonna have someone try to profit from it or try to get over on somebody. It's fucking ridiculous. We should be helping each other get better deals, not fucking steal.
I mean, you should push it hard because I work hard for my money, and then I'm going to trust you that I don't even fucking know you. And, fuck your mom. It does take a lot of work, okay? But eventually, when you work hard for your money and you send it off to this stranger that you don't even know to trust them and say, hey, I'm going to pay for this product, and you fuck it over, it's just like stealing. I mean, it's exactly like stealing. You might as well just, be arrested.
It is stealing, and you can be arrested. That's the thing. People don't realize that. There are a lot of resources out there. If someone sends you a trade and you make a verbal agreement, or a written agreement, as it were, online, and they don't send you your half of the shit, that's mail fraud. Yeah. And same thing with with anything else. Like, there are agencies out there. The problem is people are not as informed as they should be.
Right.
And I was total rose-colored glasses at first, like PayPal gift and all that. But no, fuck that. If I don't know you, I'll send it as goods. If I know you and it's fucking $500, I'll send it as goods because at least I can get the money back.
Right.
Yeah, and that fee really isn't that bad.
If you don't do goods, always pay through your bank account. I know you have $1 million in PayPal from fucking selling fucking Creos. That's fine. Pay through your PayPal or through your bank account, because that way you have protection not only from PayPal, but you have it from your bank, who probably has a little bit more weight to throw around than PayPal does.
Yeah.
But that's just my 2 cents.
I mean, like, I'll talk about some experiences, and I think Greg can testify because you oversaw this whole ordeal. This one guy had what the hell was that?
Oh, that was me saying, testify!
So there was this guy who basically did this trade with another individual, and one of those trades was for movie Jazz. As to why he wanted it, God knows, but that just shows that Transformer fans, it's a taste to be acquired.
Oh, this guy
in particular. So he basically made the trade with the individual, and he got his figures finally, and the Jazz he got looked like it literally just had had mold growing on it.
It was burns. Burns.
Yeah.
It looked extremely burned, and all this kid could say was, "Oh, just clean it up; it'll be fine. It's just a little burn." Like that was his own defense. And this is the shit that gets me. This is why I don't do trades unless I really know the individual. I could count with one hand how many trades I've done. That is 2. I've done one with Jason Watson of WK Toys. Shout out to WK Toys. And the second one was with Mega TF Man. That was it.
With me.
Huh?
You traded with me.
Did I? Oh, right. The
hand job for Coke.
No, fuck you. That was the laserback for FOC Starscream.
You traded with me too, Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with you. Okay, never mind. Still one hand. I could count them.
Right. Yeah.
So,
well,
with one hand, all right.
Obviously, it's safe to say these are people that I can trust. But when you have someone, for example, I recently posted some stuff up for sale, and this guy I was selling a Transformers Cybertron Snarl figure, which is the Wolf, the classic Black Deco, which was the figure I was looking for forever. But after a while, I'm rolling apart with him. And normally this thing, I've seen it retail for up to between $60 to $75 because it's a very rare paint job on it. It's like black with a little bit of yellow. It's not a bad paint job. It's just the figure wasn't for me in the end. So I posted up for sale. A guy I've never spoke to comes up and goes, "Oh, I'll trade you this for an Ultra Magnus." I'm like, "Which Ultra Magnus? Fall of Cybertron?" I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, I'm good." Well, how about Ultra Magnus, Fall of Cybertron? And you said you're looking for a Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. I was like, "Yeah." How about those 3 for this figure? And I was like, I did what the smart person would do. I checked the cafe's feedback, and I seen this guy. I think he's had like 2 feedbacks in the past, and I was like, okay, and and I'm not gonna go into depths to try to look up his name in the members list to see how long he's been a member. And I just, in the end, I backed out of the deal because it just felt bad. Okay, I got that uneasy feeling. So why the hell am I gonna throw something like this away when someone can't ship? You know what I mean? So when you get that bad feeling, if you're talking to somebody about a possible quote unquote trade, don't go. If you get that weird feeling, don't fucking follow through on it. Listen to your gut rather than I really need to have that figure. Just so you get stuck with a burned figure or a broken figure, missing pieces or accessories or stuff like that. Because ain't nothing worse than someone's idea of complete is the figure's in one piece, even though he's missing weapons or instructions, whatever the case may be.
Well, and here's another thing too, since this is kind of my realm of expertise. Even when looking at feedback, don't hesitate to ask other people. I mean, I know it sounds kind of shitty, but in the end, it's worth it. Because, even, if you look, this guy's got, he's got 10 positive feedback or whatever, however the system works. And then, you make a $500 trade, and this guy rips you off.
Yep.
Happened to shout out to Iamratchet, happened to him on a Fort Max from a guy, who's still active in some groups, despite my best efforts. Ripped Morgan off for $500 over a Fort Max because they had done a bunch of trades for little shit, and he felt the need to. They felt like he could trust him, and the guy shitted on him, and it happens every day. Good people go bad over various things, and it's just. It's iffy and it sucks. It really does suck. Look at me. I've got over 100 feedback in this one group versus everyone else's 40 or less. But, and I'm not saying I will, but I could just decide, fuck it, I'm going to steal from everybody. Use my feedback and fucking run off to Mexico. Not saying I'm going to, but I got a G1. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's a dangerous game, and it sucks. It sucks that the world is so fucked up that we're stealing from each other over fucking toys.
Yep.
One thing I want to point out, because scamming goes on more than just trade groups, but you have eBay. We are not the only people to know that Transformers people don't read. So read your auctions, because
oh my god, yes.
When you go and you turn around BotCon whatever, and turns out that just kidding, it's not really for all that stuff, or
a box.
Yeah, well, look at some of the BotCon listings that show up there, the Scorponok that people want. It's just in the title, and it's the highlighted thing in the title. But if you look, it's this is for the DevCon,
Yeah. No, I've heard of people, that saying they paid that he shelled over $300 thinking that they were getting the set, but it was just the box and the pin.
Yeah, and that type of thing. When you take it up to PayPal, they go, "Did you get a DevCon?" They're like, "Yeah." Then they're like, "No problem. Then see you." You know, like they don't give a crap. So you need to protect yourself too, and you need to open your eyes and read some stuff.
Exactly.
Right now in the, I want to say it's in the cafe. I'd hope not, but I want to say it is. That got a Sound Blaster with Rat Bat, only to find out that it was a Sound Blaster with Masterpiece Sound Blaster with Rat Bat. Does not include Rat Bat in the fine print, and he saw it like right before the auction ended.
A good example why Transformer fans doesn't read Exhibit B. Now, let me introduce you to Exhibit C. Recently in a post the other day, I believe it was on Monday, I told you guys about this. A guy posted that he won an eBay auction for a Masterpiece Grimlocks. You all know the debacle of the Grimlock ordeal. So, basically, he was sitting there and he tried to do a good thing. He was like, I'll sell it to you guys. I'll sell the other two to you. I'll be selling the other two at cost to you guys. Just let me know what's up. So I look at the photo. I go, that picture looks familiar. It's like, it should. It's from eBay. Sends me the link. I click it. And the first thing I learned the hard way on eBay was always read the description. The kid basically paid $156 for one Masterpiece Grimlock unit. Because after all the bullshit he wrote in the description in normal size font, he wrote, this eBay sells for one unit of Masterpiece Grimlock. He paid $156, and that's not counting shipping.
Oh, for the 3? Yeah.
For what he thought was getting 3, but he only got 1 out of it. And the moment everyone let him know that was wrong, he instantly took the thread down.
Wait. They said for 1 unit?
For 1 unit. For 1.
Bobby.
Wasn't me.
Bobby.
So that was in the description, if I recall correctly, when I read it. And my jaw dropped saying, this is a good example of not reading.
Skull face.
Hey, not
what you purchase. And I feel bad. I honestly got to feel bad for this kid because you know what? He was going to do, what some people may consider a bro thing and fucking sell it at cost to people. You know what I mean? Because he didn't want all 3, but he thought he was buying all 3. Now you just paid $156 for a Masterpiece Grimlock that you're just going to get for yourself.
Hey man, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Right, of course. I forgot it. It's a shitty version of them. Says everyone that owns the new one, but yet has the original releases of the Takara. Fucking crybabies.
If it feels too good to be true, it is.
I like mine.
Go ahead, Justin.
I said if it feels too good to be true, it probably is. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it never hurts to. I mean, again, like that should be Shattercast Uncut's motto because Transformer fans don't like to read, but we do.
I vote for it.
So, I mean, if there's anything else we feel they need to cover tonight,
no, that was good. That was
I'll if you don't mind, I'll throw a quick 2 cents in.
Fuck yeah, you can do whatever you want, man.
It's just that like everyone else said, protect yourself. You are your number one advocate. Nobody is looking out for you. You know what I mean? Like it's just the nature of the beast. And if you're not looking out for yourself, these people aren't your parents. They might say they're your bros, but if you didn't fucking come up with them, or have any reason to fucking trust them, then fucking don't. If usually I would say very rarely in a trade is it straight up. Usually somebody's getting a little bit of a deal and somebody's taking a little bit of a loss, but it's enough on both ends where they're like, yeah, I'm good with it. If you know that you're the guy taking a little bit of the loss, wait till you see a tracking number and then ship your shit. Just be and be a man of your own word so that hopefully you can.
Well, and to add to that, if you're gonna do that, which it's not unheard of. I mean, that's a lot of groups work like that. Make sure the other person knows you're doing that. Because that could turn into a whole nother type of clusterfuck. Make sure you let the other person know. But, I mean, that's another discussion. I could go on for hours about that.
Trades are hard.
Yeah,
it's a hard deal.
If it's just weird the way it's gotten. Like I remember back when I was younger, and I hate to sound like back in my day. But trades were more simpler. You just trade one baseball card for another baseball card, whatever the case may be. Nowadays, you're not just trading one figure for another. It's, well, what's the dollar amount for it on eBay? Because again, I said this in the last podcast, and I'm gonna keep fucking saying it until it starts sinking in people's heads. eBay is not the official price guide for jack shit. It's what people are willing to pay for something. Okay, eBay is not Hasbro.
But that is indicative of its worth.
Well,
to certain individuals, you can sit there and tell me, "Oh man, I found an MP10 on eBay that's going for $400." That doesn't mean that's what it's worth. Not to me. I don't need to buy it for $400.
Right, but if it doesn't sell, then it's not worth that.
Well, it's like that fucking guy who's trying to sell that fucking Alpha Triumph for $1,000. What you need to do is if you want to use eBay, go on eBay, look for sold listings, auction. What that motherfucker sells for at auction, starting at 99 cents, what that ends at an average, that's what it's worth on eBay.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that is indicative of its worth.
Right, because there's no...
Sorry.
I was going to say, there's no doubt that, maybe you have, say Hegemon, who is going for much more than he bought for. And it's no doubt that you shouldn't be like, well, I bought him for 90, I should just trade him straight for a $90 figure or anything like that. But, just be smart about it. Don't, it's obviously, eBay is a good way to gauge the price to make sure you're not getting ripped off and stuff. But, yeah.
And like Greg said, on an auction. Not like a buy it now for $500.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what a lot of people are gauging on. It's the buy it now worth. They're not paying attention to an auction. They're not actually getting intellectual with it. They're just going, oh, it goes for buy it now for $75. I killed this trade with this one guy for 2 figures for his back when Unique Toys released was doing their Predacons for a Warhawk, and I was like, well, I'll trade you. So I figured I'll say, well, I'll sweeten the deal. You can take this classic Seinheimer repro labels and this Hound I had at the time repro labels for this figure right here, and for I'll give you $5 cash for that Tomahawk on top of that. Well, this guy goes for at least $75 plus shipping on fucking eBay, man. Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, well, fuck you. I'm not doing a trade.
Don't forget, how hard would it be for me to take this Age of Extinction Voyager Hound that I have in my hand right now that I'm messing around with, put it on eBay for $200, and then with my other eBay account, click buy it now. And go, see, it sold for $200.
Right.
And how many times could I do that? 50?
Right.
So
many times as you fucking want.
And I'm going to put myself out here. If there's a listener who has a question or feels uneasy or wants advice about trading, I kind of am the expert here. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook, Greg Sullivan. That's my name. Send me a message through the page, through YouTube, whatever. Dude, I'll help you out. I'll do what I can. I'll let you know, what I've heard. I'm in touch with a lot more people than just Transformers people, too. So if you fuck somebody, chances are I know about it. So,
and I would say to, getting a little conversation with a guy if you're going to do a trade, kind of at least start feeling them out. So like what Oscar was saying about you can get a gut reaction to them.
Yep.
I just did a trade with a guy. I sold a mask vehicle to him. I traded a mask vehicle to him with it was complete. It goes for about $50 on eBay on the auction, and I traded it for a complete Build-A-Figure Mojo, which goes for about $35. So he was definitely getting the good end of the deal, quote unquote. But I was willing to trade it because the thing I had was just sitting in a fucking bin in my basement, and I was okay with that. So I knew that mine was $15 more, on average, and I think he knew it too. And he sent me a tracking number, and I went right over to the post office and I sent mine, and then my Mojo came and the leg was fucked up. It was broken because his wife shipped it and just put it in a box. It was like a big box for the toy, and it was bumping all around. And the leg broke. And I wrote him, and I was like, "Hey, man," I sent a picture. I was like, "Shit's broke, cuz." And he was like, he apologized profusely. He went online, went on eBay, bought a fucking. I'm not sure if he bought the leg, or I think the leg came with Luke Cage, or if he bought the whole figure. bought it, took the bath piece out, dropped it in the mail yesterday with another tracking number. You know, like, and that was, I was only able to do that because I was able to get that kind of gut reaction to just, you know, chatting up with them for a bit, you know, before I decided to make the trade. So there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Well, and you have good people. I mean, it's not a bunch of scumbags. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's not all crap. It's not all bad. It's not all doom and gloom. It's about finding the fucking little bits of sunshine in the storm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that applies to everything, whether it's fucking toys or fucking people or whatever else. Like, there's always good parts hidden underneath bad, and you just got to find them. And you got to find those. You got to stick with them. And you got to pass it on.
I don't think.
And those are my fucking final thoughts, like Jerry Springer.
Yeah, I don't think we can end on a better note.
So as always, you can check us out. No, go ahead, Greg. You were saying.
Oh, no, those are my final thoughts. I mean, it's be good to yourselves and each other and have your pet spayed or neutered and the hail Hasbro, fuck.
So as always, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ShatteredCast, as look us up on Twitter at ShatteredCastUncut. And of course, our Blogspot account on blogspot.com/ShatteredCast. Is that Uncut or just ShatteredCast for the Blogspot, Greg?
It's just Blogspot, Shattercast online.
Blogspot, ShattercastOnline.com. And as always, that's monitored over our very own Greg for Mercy. So, as always, for myself, T2RX6, Skullface, Deluxe, and Greg for Mercy, we want to say take care of yourselves and each other. And yo, dog, I heard you like Grimlock, so I got to your Toys R Us first. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Good night.
Oh, hey, real quick. Also, shout out to Antoine. He's still going through his business.
Stuff, yep.
And we're you're in our thoughts, buddy. And you know, get up with us when you can, and you know, take care of yours. And there's a spot here waiting for you when you get done.
But hey, when Antoine gets back, your ass is going to get shattered.
Pretty much. You've been shattered. Oh, it's not the same. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening.